Hey everybody, this is Lazarus Returns, Refresh and Reload. I'm here with a gaming company today doing a Kickstarter. I'll let them introduce themselves, but just so you know, we are not safe for work, so if you're not wanting swearing in your public environment, then you should probably fucking turn this off. Other than that, I'm Eric. You guys already know me for the most part. I'll let everybody else introduce themselves. We'll start with the guy who actually owns the company here. Give us a quick introduction of who you are, and then we'll go over the actual Kickstarter and game after all the introductions.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Eric. I'm Calvin Johns, and I'm the owner and lead designer of Anthropos Games. And we're just a small indie tabletop gaming company. A lot of us have day jobs and do other things, but this is like our good passion, and so we spend a lot of time making great games and playing around the world.
Let's be honest. All game designers have other jobs, unless you work for like one of the big three. I mean, that's just how shit is.
Yeah, it's true.
And then the other guy?
This is Steven. You can introduce yourself.
And I'm just an old friend of Calvin, and I do whatever he tells me to do.
And also have one of the best internet handles I've seen in a long time.
That is true.
I think I might have to kill you off and steal your internet handle.
Well, you'll inherit a lot of embarrassing...
Oh, well, never mind then. I don't want that shit.
Well, also, I mean, that's what happens to popes, though, right? Like, I mean, there's a lineage there, and there will be... You could be the hard-drinking pope the second.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't want to be hard-drinking pope the second. Damn it. So... we have you're doing a Kickstarter with your company. Want to give a quick rundown of what the game is, what the idea behind it is. Keep it in that like short 2-minute time window, and we're gonna do something special after that.
Okay. So the Kickstarter is for the Fantaji universal role-playing system. So I guess it's like a generic engine. It fits any genre, any world, and we really tried to make like a mechanical apparatus for the game that is between kind of like the story games on one side and then like the D20 games on the other.
Okay.
So for us then, for like me and like the groups of gamers I play with, it's like the perfect blend of both. But everyone has different gaming styles and things like that. But we've really incorporated like some top elements like the creativity, the focus on narrative and character development that these story games have. But then we've maintained the tactics, the strategy, and the sort of like the mechanical thinking of the D20 games. So you don't just have like cool moves, you also have smart moves.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the things that some of the systems don't always have, right? They don't always have that ability to be really open and creative where every word you say matters, every like cool description or every kind of clever creative thing you come up with matters, and then also having this idea that you need to be smart, tactical, take your turns in the right order, pick the best, what to do with your successes, how to approach enemies, and things like that.
No, yeah, a lot of times in D20, the only way your descriptive or narrative style as a player affects things when the GM goes, you can have a +2 for that.
Exactly.
That's kind of the end of the statement for being a creative styled gamer. And then you have the other end of the scope where it's almost to the LARPing aspect where it's like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and there's really loose rules to back that. So you've kind of taken the hard crunch mechanics that plumbers and people who love to really flesh out a character and be mechanically sound, your trip attack chain fighters from the D20 era, and then you've taken that indie style of narrative play and really story-driven play. But there's some other stuff too I've noticed in the Kickstarter, and just from having a chance to play it personally, not only is your narrative important, it has this almost board game fiasco style element to it.
Yeah.
So what was the short concept behind that? Why did you guys go with this kind of index card playing style?
Yeah, sure. Well, the game started, right? We wanted to make like a story game that still had tactics to it, right? And so we thought of in my own academic work, I do a lot with narrative and fiction and things like that. And so we're thinking of like the 4 elements of a story, right? Because you don't need to worry about plot. There's a lot of good articles about this too, I think online, and even gamers talk about it, right? Like when you're designing a campaign. It's not about plot. Plot is something that emerges from having interesting characters with relevant themes, interesting or like deep obstacles.
Well, and your players develop plot as you play.
Exactly. It's like what's supposed to emerge from play, right? So we have 4 different kinds of cards then, or index cards in the game, and you have characters, which are your characters. You have obstacles, which are the enemies, the locked doors, the traps, the artifacts. Pretty much everything else is an obstacle. And then we also have themes and conditions. And so you actually write down the themes you want. If you want to play a serious game, you'll have serious themes. If you're playing a silly game, you'll have slapstick or lewd themes, right?
Right.
And so those things, then those four, the interplay then between those four different kind of card types are really how the game plays out. So yeah, your table then looks kind of like a board game. You have all these index cards laid out, or the gorgeous tiles that we produce ourselves. And you kind of then, you play through attacking, things like that, affecting these other tiles and what they can do. And so yeah, it ends up being, board game-ish or tactile, in the same way other games use minis, I guess.
But you need that, though. I think in order to have a tactical element, you have to have something tactile, touch, feel, place, and do. Otherwise, people don't think in a tactical manner because they're trying to be very abstract in their head.
Okay.
This gives them something to go, I can add this and this and this and this and this to build in your game what is called drama.
Yeah.
Drama is almost the lifeblood of what drives this system.
Yeah, it's like all of your characters' intensity, momentum, energy, we then quantify in this idea of drama.
Yeah, and you use the term quantify a lot in this. I've noticed in the other videos and in the written text, too. I think you have a love affair with the word quantify.
Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, the purpose of the game then is one, like interpretation, right? Like taking the numbers and making the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I have 3 successes. What does that mean? And you have to, like, translate those numbers into story. And then you also have quantify, like the opposite, or like translation, where you have to take the story elements and then turn those into numbers, right?
All right.
So the game is really this back and forth between like translation, interpretation. So yeah, it's like half of the game, I guess, then, right? Is like figuring out how to take my move and turn it into numbers, which is, we talk about playing to in the rule book. That's like, the big part of the game is playing to these traits and themes.
Right. So, all right, then what we're going to be doing today then is we're going to do a live play session. I'm guessing it's going to be between an hour and a half. It may end up being 2 for those that are watching this, and it does become 2 hours. We'll probably split it into 2 sections just so you have 2-hour chunks that you can watch. And then later on we'll be doing an actual sit-down, kick-it interview with Calvin about what they're doing, how they're doing it, what the different realm settings are. But for today, do you want to give us a brief description of what setting we're going to be playing using the Fantaji system?
Yeah,
or
sure.
Realm. I think you guys call them realms, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an easier, the way we've set up the kinds of things we're going to work on, the kinds of things we're going to publish, like modules, adventures. Realm kind of became a good midway point between, like, campaign setting, is just kind of generic, right? So
it's terminology for what you guys are using. And Realm's,
yeah.
Realm's suiting because this is a very broad gambit of things that you can play. Like when we were at Gen Con last year, we played almost a very heavily Oriental influenced game. Well, it wasn't even anime. It was kind of more. I was thinking Avatar: The Last Airbender just because of the stuff that we were doing, but it seemed a little more gritty than Avatar was.
Yeah, one of the main sort of realm that we work on that we really love and we've been playing in for over a year now is the Mazaki setting, and that it's influenced by anime and also like JRPGs, right? Like having like sort of like a gritty Final Fantasy type world that's like incredibly layered and complex.
So you guys you've broadened the scope though. So for today, we're actually doing something that's not that at all. So we're playing a sci-fi game.
Yeah, well, I thought because the game's so like quick and versatile, I thought I would just throw something together this morning. So a few hours ago, we came up with just some ideas, put some stuff out there, and I'm thinking we'll do a sci-fi setting that's sort of like maybe inspired by Dune and maybe a little bit of like a Total Recall, but like like a dirty sci-fi. We'll do one little fight, one encounter. I'll give a little backstory when we flip over to the app, and but yeah, think about something like a Dune or like a Total Recall.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll kind of I'll switch us over right now. I'm going to do our screen sharing here. If everyone wants to pop up their Roll20, we're using the Roll20 app today. No, they don't advertise with us. No, we don't actually get any money from them. But if you're looking for a way to play online and hangout stuff, this app is pretty badass. Yeah. So let me screen share this. I will get us set up. If you want to start setting the scene while I'm setting this up, or at least actually, if you want to go over the rules a little bit while I'm setting this up in short, that'll be probably pretty good for the audience to understand what key things we're going to be doing.
Right. So on every character's turn, then, you can either make a move or an attack. And so the characters will always be moving or attacking is kind of what people will be doing. The GM works pretty much just like a character controlling the enemies, but all the mechanics, everything I do as GM, are going to be just the same. I'm like just another player. I'll adjudicate certain kinds of actions that people are taking, but really the GM acts just as another player.
Okay.
And so on a move, then you will play to one trait or one theme. The traits are your kind of like personal character traits or aspects that qualitatively and figuratively define your character. And then themes are pretty much traits that are shared by everyone. So you have the two sort of traits about your character, and then you have these ambient themes. So it's kind of like Texas Hold'em then, right? Like I've got 2 traits I can use, and there's going to be 4 themes out there that everyone can use. And so you're all playing off of those 6 sort of like potential inspirations for your turn.
Gotcha. And I have I'm screen sharing it now, so they can kind of see the desktop setup that we have for everything. Also, I'm using 2 computers today, one to kind of control the screen so everybody can see, second camera guy, because I actually unfortunately don't have my second camera guy with me today. I guess let's go over the characters then. I'll scroll us down to that if you kind of want to talk about how the characters work and who we're playing.
I resized my screen. I'm waiting for it to catch up with me here. Yeah, so I sent out some basic sort of like sci-fi characters. We have a street samurai that I believe Steven will be role-playing. And then we have a female assassin that Eric will be playing.
So now my question would be, what is the street samurai capable of doing? So you're talking about the system, we can pick our moves and do stuff. I obviously see a little bit of description on there. What are the sound and the furious, the measure once, cut twice, twin blades, honorable title? What does that stuff mean as we go to sit in and play this?
Right, excellent. So yeah, so for those of you, and then I guess Eric, you can control that over there. But maybe
I already haven't zoomed in. Don't even worry about that. As you're talking, I'll take care of that stuff.
Excellent. So he has the sound and the furious, which is then one of these qualitative traits. So the traits of the character are these literary or figurative traits or aspects that define who they are, and this is how you get your dice on your turns. So the sound and the...
Uh-oh. We lost Calvin. He'll be back. Don't worry. He can come in and out of the event. Well, then I guess you and I will talk while we're waiting for him to come back. This happens sometimes when people use laptops that are a piece of shit.
Yes.
Shh, I didn't say that out loud.
I guarantee his equipment is terrible.
You should have went to somebody's house instead. So you've played this a few times now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The actual system, maybe not the setting. Actually, are you helping out with the Kickstarter?
Not exactly. I mean, I'm
playtesting.
I'm a donor, but most of the time I just playtest with Calvin. I help tweak things.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we all have groups for that. I have like 3 of them, so I totally understand that stuff.
Yep.
You text him and let him know you can come back in. So the Street Samurai sounds like it is able to do a couple different things. If I remember correctly, aren't the pips next to the Sound and Furious and the pips next to Measure Once, Cut Twice the amount of dice you get for using it, or is that how much drama that it costs?
I believe those are the dice.
I think it's the dice for it.
Yeah, I think it is. These cards they're new. This is an update since the last time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I know the bottom one is your health, if I'm not mistaken. The box at the bottom are health, how much damage you take.
This is health.
Yep. And then the twin blades, and everything's very open-ended. You could kind of, I want to use the Sound and the Furious to do something, along with the twin blades to do something, and you kind of build up drama points, which builds up the dice pool that you use. There he is. He's back.
You want to combine that with the dramatic elements on the table.
Gotcha.
The idea is the more creative you are, the better you can be on a tactical level.
Nice. Calvin, you need new equipment is what we've decided.
I know.
And then if you want to put your lower thirds back up real fast while we're talking here.
Sure thing.
And load your roll 20. Hopefully it doesn't crash on you 1,000 times. I will say if you have anything else on in the background besides the stuff that's necessary, close it out.
I'm running it.
So we were going over the Street Samurai. So hopefully we're going to test your multitasking here.
Yeah, cool.
So you have the Sound and the Furious and the Measure Once, Cut Twice. There's little diamonds next to them. Is that how many dice you get for using them?
Yes.
So like Sound and the Furious has 1 die. So looking at the character, that's a die that'll be produced if we use that is that a trait? Is that what those are called?
Yes.
Okay. And the measure once, cut twice, I'm assuming is because he uses 2 weapons.
Well, I mean, it could be open to anything really, but we made it, sort of literal. I mean, those traits you'll use in and out of combat, you'll use for various things. So
the concept is however you can almost quantify using those, you can use them. So if measure once, cut twice is literally for cutting boards down, you can use it that way. If it's for attacking somebody, you can use it that way. It's however creatively you can come up to use that trait, it can be included.
Yeah.
All right. And then what's the twin blades? What's the next one down for? What is that?
So then those are both of his powers.
Okay.
So he has twin blades, which is then, the actual mechanical ability to use 2 swords and do 2 different things.
So does that have a significant mechanical play? Does that allow me to make 2 separate attacks? What exactly does that do?
Yeah, so you'll be able to, you'll actually be able to attack 2 different obstacles or 2 different enemies at the same time.
Oh, so you can build 2 dice pools almost and attack 2 guys.
Well, you'll roll, your dice pool will sort of like double down. So you'll roll one pool, and then 2 people will roll defense, and you can kind of beat both of them at the same time.
All right, and then we'll break down how the dice pools are built when we look at the whole map. And then what's the honorary title do?
The honorary title is the mechanical power that he rolled during character creation, which gives him that measure once, cut twice, being worth 2 dice.
Oh, nice. Okay, and then I'm assuming character creation in the rules when they come out for Kickstarter, you can actually build your entire character, and it sounds like there's random elements if you want there to be, almost like the old Cyberpunk stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We have all of the character creation is randomized. We kind of take the old traditional philosophy that anything that your hero is not in control of, you have to roll for. But anyone can obviously fudge that if you want to, right? If you want
to just build characters and have specific things. And then I'm assuming the bottom part, like him and I were talking earlier, that's your health at the bottom.
Yes, indeed. And so we have 3 different. You could have as many as you wanted, but every success kind of counts as one of these blocks. And so all resistance or health is measured in blocks of 1, 2, or 3 successes. So you have, one big 3 block, which is a mortal wound. That's really hard to do because they have to score 3 successes in 1 roll.
Okay.
And then you have 2 flesh wounds and 4 stress wounds. And we don't really have to.
Assuming some monsters and creatures or obstacles in this game, I believe they're called, may have 3 blocks because they're really hard to kill.
Yeah, you could. We have. You could give anything you wanted to the resistance of these things. Because it's not just enemies, it could also be a locked gate or convincing the town to give you a religious artifact to use. Everything that you're going to want to do can be written down as a tile, which is one of the great open parts of the system. But when we have the monster builder sort of section, we have it arranged. We give people sort of rules of thumb to follow when they're constructing the health or the resistance for enemies. Mm-hmm. So you start with the flesh wounds or the blocks of 2, and you say, depending on the physical size of it, give them that many 2 blocks. So a small child, a gremlin, give 1 2 block. A normal adult human fighter, give 2. And you do that then in both of these enemies.
There's definitely mechanics within the rule set to kind of say,
it's just suggestions, right? If you wanted to make a giant elephant with...
That's like any other game, though. It's a suggestion to follow unless you're the GM and you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, let me scroll over then. Let's go over the next character here. Captain Talus, is that what you're calling her, I believe?
Yep.
All right, so Captain Talus here has got some other powers.
Yeah.
She's got Iron Maiden. How does that function? What is that?
Well, so that's one of her traits, right? So it functions any way you can make it function. When you allude any action she takes that shows off how hard she is, how tough she is, anything that plays off of her
So does that mean mental Iron Maiden? Is it physically tough, or is it all of that?
It's everything. Depending on your style of play, you could pun off the band if you wanted.
So these things almost, they sound like they almost build themselves as you play. You define your character and the themes and objectives and stuff as you play the game. They almost they're organically grow.
Yeah, and that's really. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. We don't even have talking points. You're just picking the things out. It's really
I have
great.
been doing this for a long time.
I think a lot of the other games that have like traits or aspects or things like that, you really write down a trait or an aspect sort of like about your character. It's like one part of your character, and you sort of define something about your character. The traits in Fantaji, I think, work very differently. Each trait should kind of be an entire summary of your character. And you
Very
use
broad strokes instead of detailed strokes.
Yeah, and you use them as almost poems or like literary. Like you'll come up with new meanings for a trait all the time.
And then I'm assuming as you play, you start referring back to those.
Yeah, so you shouldn't like define something about your character. You really sort of explore these traits as you play. That's why we want them to be very literary or very figurative. It's not just to be artsy. It's because it'll give you hours and hours of usage, and you'll even surprise yourself with where you can take them.
Nice. So, and then serve and protect, same concept. You obviously are a bodyguard or whatever way we find out to use this. Maybe it's actually you're transporting important equipment that could work for that as well. Aim. It sounds like she's really good at shooting.
Yep. So that's all the powers in the game are sort of our generic powers, right? And so you roll on a chart. We have 50 in the default version of the game. We have about 100 written.
Nice.
But aim's pretty powerful. You set up as long as you set up a line of sight condition, you can automatically do 2 blocks of damage. So
we'll get into the conditions and stuff in a minute, but that's basically something you put on the board by spending. I believe it's taking a move action and doing drama, and you can build that.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And then cover fire sounds exactly like it is. What is the OP3 in the parentheses for?
So it's an overpower. So once she gets 3 drama tokens, it's automatically in effect.
So as long as she can maintains those 3 drama, she always has that power.
Yeah, so she's then giving cover fire so someone cannot attack, in this case, Hakunin, her ally.
Okay, cool. And then there's little stories you have for these as well. Looks like she was part of a ruling family. And
she's been hired, backstory.
Bodyguard almost, it sounds like? Or
well, when we go to conventions, we have these cards printed. They're like beautiful, glossy postcards that you can write over.
I think I have one.
Yeah, maybe you do.
I think I have. Oh, I have the thinner one. I have the postcard version of one.
Okay, yeah. And so we have backstory for the actual narrative.
Oh, we're going to be using backstory for this as we play. So it looks like I am playing a ruling family is not going to find a rogue. So I'm looking for a rogue. Is it Guerrero? How do you pronounce this?
I think where we're going to start this is you've just assassinated this character and you're trying to exit the compound.
Oh, excellent. So I already did my job because I'm that damn good.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. And then it looks like the other guy is playing...
He's just
mining operations?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then in the longer, this would be the end of it. In the earlier campaign, you can imagine, and I'll set this up when we set the scene, that you just accomplished your goals and you're running out of this large, Dune-esque sort of mechanical family compound, and then the final 2 bodyguards show up to stop you in the great foyer.
Well, then let's quickly go over the playing table and we'll get this started. So I zoom back out here. We'll start from the top to the bottom. I guess is probably the best way to approach this. You have your themes across the top.
Yeah.
So what are themes? What are we going to be using these themes for?
Right. So we obviously didn't make a beautiful dungeon map or something that we move figures over.
Is that something that does happen in this game though?
What's that?
Does that ever happen in this game? Can you use maps to kind of...
I mean, the amazing part of this, Roll20, we could do that if we were playing at home and you had your tiles in front of you. The Game Master could make a gorgeous dungeon crawl just like if you were playing another game.
Cool, so then you're actually, not only are you, instead of just imagining stuff, you can actually use the cover on the map and everything else. All right, that's pretty sweet.
But for the purposes of this, I tried to make this look like the table in front of you. Right?
Yeah, this is a quick table. Gotcha.
Right. So this is you'd write these on index cards. So the themes and the conditions would be on index cards. The characters would be on index cards also.
It's a really mobile game then. You don't really need a lot of stuff.
Right. You need a stack of index cards, some markers, and some dice. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So these themes then are they're sort of ambient traits. These are things you guys can play to on your turn. So these are just, it's Texas Hold'em. Consider these 4 themes traits of your character. They're in your hand. You can use them. So
strangers become friends.
Yeah.
The next one is the end of a long day. Next one is the silence is broken. And the last one is it lest old acquaintances be forgotten?
Yeah.
So do we define these as players now, or do they kind of define themselves?
They're just like traits. They'll organically grow, and you'll play to them. I think in the backstory here, the street samurai Hakunin, Sama, the sword, one of the bad guys is like his old student.
Okay, cool.
So I threw that theme in there, and you guys can, and you can kind of, I mean, you really can build narrative however you want.
Now, do we build themes, or are themes the one static thing that the GM builds?
Yeah, themes are static unless certain powers, which actually are not in the default version of the game, but in a particular, like in the Mazuki setting, for example,
in different realms you can.
Yeah, in a different realm, some of the magical abilities, we have a spell called Aura, and it lets you build a theme to sort of add to the.
Cool. So, like, if you were to shoot a fireball, would that create a theme, or would that go down to our conditions instead?
Yeah, if you were shooting a fireball, I mean, I'd roll that as an attack or damage. That would be a different spell. But one of the spells you get Aura. So if you were, like in a dark forest, or like, when Gandalf is like running away from the enemies, you can hold up a staff, let some light out, and the Aura would then be, like maybe something like the crack of dawn.
Oh, nice.
And you can add that, and now everyone can play to it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we have our themes that we build to, and then we have conditions. So we have heavy pillars and a blank stack. I'm assuming that blank stack will be for conditions that either the enemies or we make.
Yeah. So I guess this middle layer here, these again would just be index cards. The GM then I've kind of created this idea of heavy pillars. So I imagine you're in this very large, like foyer or like atrium, in this old sort of rusted Dune-style mechanical complex, right?
Do you have an image for that?
Yeah, it's like a huge, like let's make it stadium-sized room.
Okay.
It's just covered in. Yeah, let me push this up here.
Go ahead. I'm gonna just make some notes. So stadium-style. Oh, nice. Okay. I will zoom into this for the viewers then.
And this is artwork actually that we purchased years ago. That as I was flipping through files today, I thought this would make a cool setting.
So it's a stadium-style area in a sci-fi game.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna write some notes to myself as I'm playing here.
All right. It's a huge, fancy atrium.
So we just killed that guy here.
Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
So I'm gonna close this down then. Is that cool?
I just do whatever you want. I already took it off of the screen that people are watching, so no big deal. That's pretty cool. So that means I can pull that up and people can see that whenever needed. Awesome.
And so the condition then, this idea of heavy pillar, you can use that, and you'll see how it plays too. I mean, I'll take some attacks first, and I'll sort of demonstrate as and you can use successes then to play off of these conditions to steal other people's drama or to sap their drama.
Okay, so that's the condition. The heavy right now the only condition we have is heavy pillars.
Yeah.
Could that also be justified in a different way where maybe since I am an Iron Maiden and I'm tough, I can be the heavy pillar taking attacks for somebody?
I would say no.
So it's an actual object in the room we're using.
Exactly, yeah.
So there are a little define of, like once we say no, they're terrain pieces, we know it's a terrain piece. It can't
be. Well, that's actually the role of conditions. Like, so the themes and traits are very literary and figurative.
Uh-huh.
The conditions are the only real concrete things.
So they're static.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they will
are
change,
things that are in your environment or are going on, and that is what they are. They're not redefined.
Right. And you'll be making these, then the whole fight, then you'll be making new conditions to define like where your character is, to define whether the lights are off or on, whether there's an oil slick on the floor, whether you're starting fire.
And sci-fi, so there's going to be some crazy sci-fi stuff going on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this almost, is this like in space style, or is this more of the modern cyberpunk Shadowrun feel?
I guess I wasn't going to go as high-tech as, I'm thinking like early Star Wars or Dune, right? Lots of clunky mechanical, not lots of electrical, right? No computers, just big engines and a bunch of dust and the spice and stuff like that.
Gotcha, all right. So I know I have a sheet from you from a while ago. We've kind of defined what those are. We've did the objectives. Sorry, we did the themes, did the conditions, and then what are the two almost brother-looking characters on this screen? What are those?
Right. So these are then the obstacles. Again, these are gorgeous artwork and printed tiles here. At your home game, you might have some of these, like from conventions or from purchasing online. We have a lot of print and play, but these would normally just be on index also. And these are the obstacles.
Okay, so these obstacles, in this case, are not traps, not doors.
Right.
They're actually people.
Yeah.
And they look like they're related. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming we'll get into that.
Well, you can see my Photoshop abilities at
Yeah, you
work.
bent an arm. Nice job. You got Galactus here, and then you have some other guy.
Yeah.
So these are kind of like the players, but these would be what GMs consider NPCs or monsters.
Yes, these are NPCs or monsters.
They have their own powers too, which I'm assuming we'll get into. I don't want to spoil it too much.
Right.
So we've got all of our board. We know what our playing board is. So we got themes, conditions, and objects, right? That's the 3 categories. So how does this game play? What should we be doing? I remember there being moves and attacks, and basically that's the 2 broad categories.
Right, and that's what I explained to you when my equipment cut out and I was talking for 5 minutes to myself.
If your picture ever goes away, you're not there.
So the moves then are small maneuvers or stunts, and the goal of a move is only to manipulate those conditions.
Okay.
Like if you want to push somebody into the pillar, if you want to try to knock the pillar down, something like that, or to get more drama for yourself, to get more tokens. That's all a move can do. You can manipulate conditions, or you can get a drama. And you're only going to roll 1 die, and you're going to play to one of your traits or one of your themes against the difficulty. So it's like a target number roll with 1 die.
And I know you sent us a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Can you load that cheat sheet into a journal here while you're talking so I can show the people?
Yeah, sure. And then an attack is actually when you want to do damage to somebody, you'll have to roll an attack, or if you want to manipulate lots of conditions at the same time.
Gotcha. So manipulating many.
Right. And then you'll roll many dice by playing to many traits and many themes. This is when you really get creative and try to come up with something like really big to
I'm looking at a cheat sheet. So it looks like move is play 1 trait or theme. You set the difficulty. Roll a d10 for the trait theme. Pass equals 1 success. When you move, you can do 1 thing with your success. It looks like it's take 1 drama token, create or cancel a condition, or trigger a condition to sap an enemy's drama. So I know on the board here, you shared that out. I will blow that up so as we're talking, people can see it. I know on the board here we have some tokens already on the board for ourselves. Those are the drama tokens. We each have 2. Looks like the bad guys we're against don't have any.
Well, I'm going to take some moves and show you how they get drama tokens. So
as we build drama tokens, we can do move actions to take drama away, because I'm assuming as they build drama, they can unlock powers. Like I have that one where I have 3 drama tokens. I can do stuff all the time.
Yes.
They have very similar style things where they build drama and they can do stuff with them.
Right.
Excellent. All right. So attack is the other way. It's play many traits themes, roll 1d10 per trait theme, and add 1d10 per drama. So our drama pool each is a d10. So 1 at once. We have 2 to start. Every theme we play would add a d10, and every trait we play would add a d10. So you really want to find creative ways to, do as many themes as possible. Obviously, it'd be very hard to do all 4 of these, but it could happen.
Right. Yeah.
Do the conditions add stuff to us at all?
Wait, what's the question?
So the heavy pillars, does that add dice to us? So like if I say I'm going to take cover behind a heavy pillar and attack in tandem with him using the strangers become friends, and then add, this is the first shot of the combat, so silence is broken. Would I get a die from the heavy pillars as well?
No. The heavy pillars you would just use at the end of your turn with your successes. You can then say, and at the end of my turn, I jump behind the pillar for cover, or I push someone into it, or as I'm shooting,
So if I jump behind the pillar for cover, does that give me something when they attack me?
If you set yourself up, you would make a new condition saying, I'm behind the pillar.
Okay.
And now when they attack you, they would lose dice.
Oh, okay. So we basically make conditions using the condition that's there or other things.
Yeah, you can
right now, does that condition do anything to affect gameplay besides us building off of it? Does it give any dice, momentum, or drama points?
The condition is there to, if you accidentally do something, like you can you want people to stumble across these conditions like booby traps or landmines.
All right. So I'm assuming, are you going to build a couple for us then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, not right now, but as we get into it. All right.
Right.
I'm going to close this one out. So I don't really have any other questions. It sounds like you could almost teach someone to play this game in 15 minutes.
Yeah, even like at Gen Con, we have people come up and they're like, I don't want to learn a whole new system. And I'm like, seriously, within 20 minutes, you will know all of the rules. And then within an hour, you will be correcting other people, making suggestions, and feeling like a really powerful badass because you're so cool tearing walls down and destroying enemies. And yeah, we had a great time proving that true, I think, with every session. We played 16 sessions at Gen Con.
Oh, no shit. Wow. Yeah. And you're going to be there again this year?
Yeah, we'll be in the it's the the first exposure playtest hall, and we'll be testing out new modules that are going to be released then in December. And
then you're also going to be at another convention coming up, you said.
Yeah, and you can see on the tiles here, both of these enemies here, Tamas and Samat, are exclusive Akon tiles. So it's an anime convention in Dallas. It's amazing. I think it's like 30,000 people in Dallas.
Wow.
There's a small gaming room, and our game can actually fit or accommodate an anime setting. None of the other games there can, really. So we're pretty much the only anime game at the con.
Nice. I like how cinematic the game is, because it does lend to the comic, cinema, TV style a lot better than most games. So.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we really try to aim for. The idea of something like a JRPG video game, and like putting that on the table. You'll notice when we take turns, all the enemies attack, and then all the people attack, then all the enemies attack, then all the players attack. It kind of has some of that like Chrono Trigger feel to it.
Oh my God, I remember that game.
Yeah.
Well then, before we get started and you set up the set piece, we're on Refresh and Reload, so we like to drink. I'm going to open mine. I don't know if everybody has a beer today, but I sure as hell do. So I'm taking and drinking Lakefront Brewery's Extended Play. It's their new Session IPA, Session IPAs are something that started last year. Founders was one of the first ones to come out with all-day IPA. This is this year Lakefront Brewery, which you can only get in Milwaukee and a few select states. Wisconsin, I think Michigan carries it, and a few others. But the Extended Play, as far as I know, is only in Milwaukee right now. And I figured Extended Play is a pretty good match for what we're doing today.
Yeah.
But it's Indian-style session ale. I've drank this before. I'm actually a big fan. It's not a high alcohol percentage. I think it's like...
Yeah, they're usually not.
No, I think this one's a 4.2. Yeah, it's a 4.2. So I can drink 20 over the course of a day. Not that I would ever do that today. But I did yesterday. And you can drink these kind of all day. It's really good. It's got just enough bite to it, enough of that IPA that you want. I know it has a little bit of I believe they use some Cascade hops in this, if I'm not mistaken. But I love it. It's fantastic. So I'm going to open this thing up.
Sure.
And I'm drinking this.
I'm a huge fan of the Founders all day. Being from Michigan.
This is better, actually, than Founders all day.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in Milwaukee. I can't. I don't.
No, you're not. But you're going to be at Gen Con, and last year we brought $380 in alcohol and booze.
Wow.
I think I gave you an OG last year.
Yeah, maybe so.
The one that has Godzilla on it.
Yeah.
So I'll bring some again. I'll bring this year for you so you can try it. The problem is you're going to want it over Founders and you're going to be SOL. It's
we
easier
can't get
to drink.
I mean, I'm in Austin, Texas now, so if we get a Founders, I can get it in town. Actually, I can, but it's always a treat. So yeah.
So what do you got today? I know you said you got a beer, don't you?
Yeah, I just grabbed something.
If you pull out a Miller Lite, I'm going to slap you.
Wait, what's the problem?
I said if you pull out a Miller Lite, I'm going to slap you.
No, it's a New Belgium Tripel. I'm not a huge, I guess we can say this, or no one's getting paid, right? I'm not a huge fan.
Do whatever you want. No one's getting paid.
Of New Belgium beers, but the ones of theirs that I like, I think are fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of their Spring Seasonal.
Their 1554 is really good as well.
Okay. Yeah, they've got. They make a lot, right? But it's.
I work at a restaurant that carries 162 beers. Out of the 162, about 140 to 150, depending on the season, are Belgian beers.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Yeah, and then next door to that is Sugar Maple, and they have, I want to say, 62 microbrews on tap, and almost all of those are American craft beers.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Literally, they're screwing each other. They're next door to each other.
Yeah.
We share a patio.
We have a Craft Pride down here in Austin that's like that. It's like 60 beers that are only craft beers.
Hell yes, dude.
Up north here in Austin, I guess central Austin, I've got a bar I go to that's got 210 beers, 75 on tap, and then that rotate through every week. It's something completely different. You can
exactly.
Get.
I'm so happy how big craft beers are.
So I'm gonna pop this.
You're drinking a triple, so it's a little bit lighter, and isn't it kind of sweet?
This one's gonna be sweet. It's not gonna be that light actually. I should get a glass for it.
Yeah, I don't have a glass in here. I'm not gonna go get one. But this one's actually it's an IPA, and it's
sharp
up front, smooth at the end, and it doesn't have a really strong lingering aftertaste, which lets you drink it all day.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean,
yours does though. Yours has a lingering aftertaste.
It will, and it's sweet, so it'll get me all cotton mouth and whatnot as well. But I've got my goldfish bucket of water here. I'll be fine.
So I'm assuming the drinking monk has to have something with him today.
I'm actually drinking a homebrew.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Oh, he outclassed us all.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you drinking today, buddy?
I don't really have a name for it. It's an Irish red.
We'll call it the Drunk Pope.
Yeah, I may as well. I went really heavy on some biscuit malt to give it a real extra nutty flavor.
Is it kind of chewy then? Like thick? Is it heavy?
Ah, right. Okay, I wasn't exactly sure where you were going with chewy.
Chewy, like it's a heavier style.
Surprisingly not. It has a pretty much standard mouthfeel for a red ale. But it just has a much richer, nuttier flavor.
Is it in a clear glass? Can you hold it up so we can see your homebrew?
Actually, I just finished it, and I wish I had another.
Well, go get one, damn it.
I will here in a minute, for sure. But no, really high alcohol content, but very hoppy for a red ale. They're usually not very hoppy. I loaded this up because I wanted some backbone to it. It's
nice.
It's pretty interesting.
Is it loaded with finishing hops just for taste, or is it actually sprayed in it when you're doing it?
Yeah, I used Tetning for some bittering hops, really strong punch, and then I flavored it with Cascade hops, and I threw in a bunch for aroma toward the end, and I even gave it a hot wash with Cascade hops.
Wow!
So when you crack open a bottle, it'll just flood your nose. It's amazing.
Awesome. That's pretty exciting. We'll have to talk later because I think sours are going to be the new IPA in the next 3 years.
Ah, okay.
And I will explain that afterwards, but I went to a recent tap. It was 53 different breweries. Out of the 53 breweries, 40 of them had a sour this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and that shit's hard to make because wild yeast is like AIDS. Yeah. It just spreads.
We have, I think it's Jester Brewery. I mean, I probably shouldn't quote things, but there's a lot of local breweries right here in Austin, and one of them
everyone's going sour right now. And I'm telling you, 2 years, man, it's the new IPA.
Wild yeast field. Yep. It's like, I mean, they're water. I mean, it's just open, right? Or I guess they're containers. But yeah, you can go take the tour, and it's quite beautiful, actually, even just visually.
Awesome. So we're all drinking, which makes this even better. All right, so let's, if you want to go get a beer, because I know you've played before. We usually don't have people go off camera, but you need some alcohol. If you want to go get a beer, Calvin, if you want to start setting the scene. Can you still hear us over there? Are we on speaker?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. If you want to start setting the scene for us, and let's get this thing kicked the fuck off.
Yeah, sure. Well, like I said, I put this together pretty quickly just as a good sort of teaser example. That sort of plays off of the end of what this kind of larger, 4-hour encounter we're going to do at ACON. Mm-hmm. So I just came up with some new enemies then to throw at the end of it.
Awesome.
So both of your characters then were hired to assassinate this person, Gar. Again, imagine this like the original Star Wars, a little bit like Dune. We're going to have these sort of, clunky, big blaster guns sorts of deal. And everything's sort of dark, sort of gritty. We'll say maybe this is a sand planet, so there's lots of like sand and like dry air everywhere. The alarm actually has sounded, but you've taken that part out. This is like the end of a long mission. You've probably been here like running around for 7 or 8 hours. You've slaughtered lots of people. You've done what you need to do. Maybe the building's in like self-destruct mode. Most of the people have already evacuated. It's sort of like these calm minutes at the end, right? The buzzer's gone. The electricity's probably already down in the building.
So we're on like flashing lights and life support right now, kind of thing. Like
maybe like a red glow. And we'll say that most of the countdown is sort of over. So there's like this calm air, and you guys come out of your hiding places now to make your exit. You're walking through this large atrium, or maybe it's like a hangar, at the back of the compound. And then these two very high-level, sort of powerful henchmen walk out, nearly identical in sort of, color swap attire. One carrying a large halberd, one carrying a sword. Hakunin, the street samurai, Steven's character, recognizes this as, one of his old students. That have had some dramatic story switching to the side. You'll uncover that as you go, I guess, by playing to that old acquaintances theme.
Okay.
You can totally flesh that out how you want. And they just stop you, right? They come in front of the hangar door, weapons over their shoulders, kind of quiet. This sort of dramatic moment of you recognizing, like, holy shit, here's like what this is like, the end. We have to blast out through these two guys to get.
So we're not getting out scot-free.
Right.
All right. So now, is this all taking place in this pillared room that you showed us before?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll put that back up on the screen. We'll say, I'm assuming it's kind of like the pillar sections in the middle. We're coming out of one door and need to go out the other to exit.
Yeah, sure.
Blocking the path. All right. So I put the image back up so people can see it. Let me close that out. And then really, if you want to start with moves, because obviously we didn't expect to be fighting.
Right.
Is there no initiative in this? Do we not roll initiative?
No, there's usually the way it sets up. If you've set up sort of conditions in the past to give yourself ambushes or to give yourself initiative, you can do that. Because it's like a sort of like that JRPG sort of feel on a tabletop. It's really just one side goes first.
All right, sweet.
Determined by the narrative.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. I don't know about you, Steve.
So I've started you guys here with two drama tokens, just to sort of.
From assassinating the guy?
Yeah, so you've built up some momentum already. This is kind of.
Do you carry drama from scene to scene, or is that determined by the GM?
Well, okay, so the default mode is at the end of a scene, you actually cash out all the drama that you have and any drama that like the dead obstacles have, and that's what you heal with. That's all you can heal with during downtime. So if your character is injured and you end a scene with like 4 drama tokens left, you can use that to heal as a party. Like you have to all cash out together.
It's like a pool then that you share.
Yeah. And if you can't heal with those leftover drama tokens, it doesn't matter if the next scene is a year later, your character's still injured. There's no like downtime refresh.
So we've basically maybe like fought 2 guards in the room or something, build up a couple drama, and these guys showed up. Okay, cool. Or bypass the door and gain drama for it.
Yeah.
Because objects can also be.
Yeah, or you had like 9 drama, and this is what's left over as your blood slows down or something, right?
Okay, cool. All right.
And so we're going to say, I'm going to then take opening moves for these guys. We call them reaction shots usually, and it's just a way to orient yourself towards the combat. Usually I would be giving you guys reaction shots and let you kind of get your feet wet trying to make a move. I'm going to give myself reaction shots, and then I'm actually going to give them the first turn so I can show you some.
Just so we can learn.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. So I have the dice roller open. I've showed them the notes. Let me know what you're going to play to. I'll pull up the rule sheet for them to see it. For the rest of this video, you guys are pretty much going to see the Roll20. If you want to see what we look like, look in the lower right-hand corner. I'm not going to switch back and forth because we're screen sharing so you guys can see kind of what we're doing. But I will ping things as they use it so you can kind of see what he's talking about, at least for the first turn.
Yeah, I'll try to do that too. I mean, I think it might be easier.
Don't even worry about it. Just let me ping it because I have it set up on the screen, and you won't even have to worry about it.
They can't. Yeah. Okay.
Well, they could see it. It's just easier if I do it because you don't. You're on a laptop, you bastard.
Okay. So yeah. So you guys walk into this room. Maybe actually you guys are running in, right? You're at 2 drama. So you're running into the room, and then these 2 guys just slowly walk out like it's a kung fu movie, right? Like doing their stretches. And stand in front of the door. And so Samat here, Samat the sword, recognizes you and points his sword at you, and it's sort of like shaking. You can see he's like the wild one, right? He's a little cracked in the head. And so he points his sword, and it can't really hold steady, and he just acknowledges that he recalls you and kind of halts you to a stop, right? So the 2 of you
need to lay off the death sticks.
Stuck. So I'm rolling a move. I played to this old acquaintance.
So you played an old acquaintance.
I could have played maybe to his scattered trait, but with a move, you only need to play to one thing, right? So the creative move that I did, play to that. I'm going to give myself, when you're rolling moves, there's only 3 difficulties, 3, 5, or 8. It makes things,
so that's the numbers you're looking for when you roll on the dice.
Yeah, it makes things, when we first started playing, it's like, yeah, Game Master, set a difficulty. I don't know, 6.
No, that's pain in the ass. So it's easy, medium, hard.
Exactly, which makes it so even though the game's so subjective and qualitative, you never feel like people are just making it up as they go. It never gets into like the LARPing, right?
Awesome. All right.
I'm gonna actually roll here. You're just gonna have to trust me.
So you can just roll on the die roller.
I know, but I don't want to have that window open. You know, I'm working on a small screen, so.
Yeah, but
he also likes the sound. He laid out newspapers.
People need to see what you're rolling.
I mean, okay.
Open it up, crybaby. Just do the slash roll.
I'm gonna do the slash roll. Can I do /R or /roll?
/R space XD whatever. You can also, if you've already rolled that number, if you hit up, it'll pull it back up for you again. So if you click into the chat menu right now and hit up,
right,
it'll put that one die roll again for you.
So you
might be able to tap up a couple times. It might go through them, kind of like you're in a Skype chat.
Right. Can you
see? So you got an 8.
Right. So I mean, I guess I should have given the difficulty first. It wouldn't matter since I beat the highest one. But so my move, him pointing out at you and sort of initiating or invoking this theme for the first time, I would have given him a difficulty of 3. I like to give difficulties of 3. You just make it easy. You keep things moving. If people start using the same stuff,
should I just assume it's a 3 unless you say otherwise?
Let's not go that far. But just as a game master, like the game's cinematic and good, so we do that. But he gets an 8, so I am going to actually use this to build drama.
So you did a move action.
Yep.
You played to a theme. You made the success, and then you're making a drama token.
Right. So now I can either change it. Like I actually right now, I could have pointed at you and done something like either scared you or stepped forward and put my sword like close up to your throat and pushed your back against the pillar. I could have played off of this pillar condition and taken away one of your drama tokens. Right? So with my success, I either take drama for myself.
But there's space between us, so that didn't happen right now.
Right.
Okay, because I'm going to shoot him in the face.
So I play to... Oh, sorry, I'd be doing this to Steven. I would have come up to Steven, my sword samurai guy, and I would have put my sword against your throat, done some kind of ominous approach. But you're right. I don't want to do. I need some drama right now. So that's what
drama is building a dice pool is kind of like a roll.
Yeah, and you don't cash these out. Like every time you roll these, you keep them.
But you do lose them. I can take them from you, and then can't you lose them from?
Certain powers can take them away.
Powers, themes, even, and then sometimes you're trying to burn them off things like saving civilians and stuff like that. All right.
But it's not. Cool. But when you use them to roll attack, you don't cash them out. Is different than other games where you kind of build up a pool or something. You're going to be keeping these. So they're kind of dangerous. If you get someone with like 4 or 5 drama...
So you want to take them away from people, too. Sometimes it's better to take drama than damage them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if they have a power that's like 4 deep and they're at like 3. You're like, no, that shit's not going to happen.
Yeah, and we'll see how this turns out. I started you guys with drama because these are really overpowered bad guys that should be fought with like a party of 4 or 5. But maybe
thanks for screwing us. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll wipe... I mean, I gave you 2 drama, which is like giving you like 3 free turns. So we'll see how
we're gonna die.
So then, Thomas, also you can have themes. I've used I'm not into metagaming. I've played before where if you mention drama, you lose it. Like, so you don't say, "Oh my gosh, this gorilla has 5 drama." You say, "Oh my gosh, this gorilla is going crazy, tearing the store apart. Please, buddy, can you slow down this gorilla?"
Good way to keep people in character and in the scene. All right, nice. So, we're not going to do that today.
No. Well, we want to show. Yeah, we want to show behind the sneens.
Good concept, though. I like that.
Well, particularly the story games. I mean, I think they have a metagame inherent in them, right? Like you have things like like Benny's or like fate points, story points, plot points, right? You have these things that are actually a currency of the players that don't really exist on the level of the characters.
So it stops making them try to min-max. It makes them think in the scene because they don't want to lose those important points.
Yeah. Okay. So we tried, but this drama is all in-game. It's not meta, right? These characters are actually like aggressively moving and intense by having this drama, right?
So you should see it as momentum.
You should, yes.
All right.
Or even
So
intensity,
what is the
right?
next
You
guy?
can have like a cape blowing in the wind and like hair, charging up. Like it's actual physics.
Yeah, if you're doing DBZ, or if it's like a sci-fi game like RoboCop, it could be that scene where you step out of the gun and point at the guy and tell him to drop their weapons. You're under arrest, and that could be building drama.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
We have one character. His trait is like tough as nails, and all he does is like sit there and like not move, like Clint Eastwood style, and he's getting tokens for not moving. Right?
Or if you're nut, you could get out and put your hand up and like slowly push a knife through it.
Yeah.
And show how tough you are to intimidate people.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool.
Then on Tomas's turn, Tomas has I think a pretty cool list of traits here. He has his reach extends his grasp, which is an inversion of the proverb "your reach exceeding your grasp."
Mm-hmm.
So instead of him like clutching for too much and coming up short. It's a reference to his long spear. Then he actually just has an insane amount of reach, and he is like a master of all he surveys, right?
So maybe he's got like a sci-fi extendable attack with his pole.
Yeah, and he's they're brothers. He's like the calm one, right? He's the cold one, whereas the other guy's the hot one, right?
The eye in the storm.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Good. So he's gonna use. I'm gonna play to then his reach extends his grasp, and he's actually then going to like take his spear.
Okay.
And just like shake it, and it like doubles in length out both sides, right? He hits the button and extends it out to like a 9-foot thin pole.
He just Darth Mauled us and showed
He
us.
just double lightsabered you, and everyone in the theater goes. And I'm gonna roll against a difficulty of 3 for that again. Okay. / roll 1d10.
Just hit up once.
I got a 4. Oh yeah, cool. I like that. Yeah, so I get a 4. So he's gonna take. Let's say actually when he does that, he'll take a drama token too.
All right.
Put it over there. So now if you guys, I could give you. Let's give you guys moves. Get your feet wet, and then I'll charge the attack.
Well, Steven, you've played before. Do we know each other?
This is the stranger becomes friends theme. So you guys both went to assassinate the same person.
Oh, okay. So we don't know each other. We just came to an odd situation.
Yeah. You met like 4 hours ago.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we're still strangers, so we can play to that.
Yeah, you're becoming more than strangers as things go on. And still nobody's spoken, right? So we still have this silence as well.
Okay.
Exactly. It sort of falls to me to do that, especially as Samat has beckoned me, if you will, with his sword.
Yeah.
Dude's calling you out.
I probably will use a move to call him out by saying something like "Samat, you Samat a bitch," because I know him, right?
Oh, you know him. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I could probably almost. Even though we only have to play to one thing for a move, honestly, I could probably use my measure once, cut twice to size him up once and cut him down twice with insults.
There you go. So that's a creative way to use your ability on your guy. Okay, awesome.
So yeah, I'll give you definitely difficulty of 3 for that.
Okay.
So / roll, my friend. I'm gonna start talking this. It's like hashtag. We're gonna start talking about / rolling.
Ah, yeah.
Great for you. What are you gonna do with that?
Honestly, I will just add drama.
To yourself? So, Calvin, you can move a drama to him for us. Awesome. And I'm not keeping the players on the screen right now because, well, it's our turn. I guess we could zoom down. We should have made those guys bigger, the players, so they're easier to read.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually, I'm going to move them off screen. If you would like to make them equal size to the other guys and kind of bump them up next to it, then I can kind of scroll between them really easy so people can see them both. So make us the same size. No one will be able to see you doing it because I have it off screen right now.
No one will see the wizard working. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly. No one can see him. All right, so my turn. So I see you get intimidated. Now that I know you're kind of or intimidating him, now I know you're kind of going to handle Tomas. I guess I'll handle the crazy son of a bitch that's got the shaky, quaky problem.
No, he's taking out the quaky dude.
Oh, he's doing Samat. Oh, I'll do Tomas then. The Eye of the Storm. All right. Well, I'm looking at my player card here. I'm going to load up the player cards so people can kind of see what I'm looking at. So I think I'm going to do a move as well. I'm looking at my character sheet. I have a good steal resolve, serve and protect. I don't have anyone to really protect right now. Can I use aim to take aim on the guy to build up move, or can I not because that is a condition?
Well, what you would do is take any kind of move, like by playing to one of your traits, and at the end of your turn...
But is aim and cover fire considered a trait?
No, those are your powers or your abilities.
Those are powers. Okay, so I won't do that. All right, so I'm just asking questions because I know the audience is going to ask the same thing.
Yeah, sure. Well, and shoot, I mean, it's been a while, so yeah.
No, actually, I played this 2 weeks ago with some people.
Oh, that's true.
Or March, man, 2 months ago, I mean. All right, then I'm going to instead play to the silence is broken, and I'm going to take not an actual shot, but a grazing shot at Tomas and shoot at the ground in front of him to break silence.
Okay.
Kind of an intimidating, like,
yeah,
don't come any closer to me, or that next one goes into you.
Sure. That's 3 or higher?
Yep, 3 or higher for me, so I'm going to roll as well here. Let me switch mice.
You're going to slash roll.
No, I'm not going to slash roll. I don't need to do that. I have a screen. I fail!
Oh! So then you didn't use an ability or jam anything, you just failed at your shot. So we can actually say you shoot his feet and he just sits there and looks at it, doesn't jump, doesn't flinch at all.
Yeah, he's the eye of the storm. He's not intimidated.
Yeah.
So I don't get drama then.
You don't. So it's my turn.
Damn you,
so that was your round. So then I'm gonna go for an attack. So you can move or attack. The reason I made you have to take moves is just because we were setting up the scene, sort of.
Well, and we're learning how moves work.
Yeah, but at any turn you will either move or attack freely. It doesn't matter what.
I remember correctly when we played the one at Gen Con that we had one person who was almost just generating drama and building up the momentum and then passing it to other people.
Yeah, and actually this is what Samat can do. That Samat can give up to 3 tokens to Tomas freely, not even on his turn. I gave them really.
He's swirling around the eye of the storm. He's passing him.
Yeah, he's funneling stuff towards Tomas, and then Tomas is just cutting people.
So that son of a bitch needs to die first.
Well, I mean that's the thing, right? And we'll see. Like I said, we're playtesting this out, right? This is going to be at the con.
Oh no, I'm looking to the guy that I just met a few hours ago. We're gonna have to split the fee. Obviously, is the first thing I say. And I think we should take Samad out first.
I'm trying to.
I don't want him giving him drama because that's just bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see how that goes. So he's going to. Oh my gosh, he's got so many.
So what are you going to do with him? He said you're declaring attack. So what are we doing?
Yeah. So then Samat, who raised his sword and sort of pointed it at Steven's Street Samurai Hakkanen, right? Is then he tries to walk slowly towards him, and you see his brain sort of click, and he just starts running, and he charges forward then. At the Street Samurai, and it's just gonna as he runs past him, just chops straight down on the front of his thigh as though he's taking down a charging horse.
Okay.
So with this, I'm playing to both his edge of the knife and his scattered traits. I'm going to play.
And what's scattered that you're able to play to scatter? What are you doing that's scattered?
Well, I'm going for his mental state and the fact that you see him fighting with himself as he tries to be really calm and cool. And then it's cracks, right? He's like,
gotcha.
I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool. And instead he just and I could have said, lets out some kind of bat crazy war cry and just chops at the dude's thigh.
He's got to be the younger brother. He's got something to prove.
He does, and he's the younger twin. He's 3 minutes younger, so he's always feeling insecure about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him old acquaintance. I'm gonna give him edge of the knife. I'm gonna give him scattered. And then he gets 1 for his drama token, so I'm rolling 4.
All right.
And because I'm attacking Steven's character, he pretty much gets a free turn. All defense is a counterattack, and he can then play to multiple traits, multiple themes, and come up with a full-on...
from the attack?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you're attacking, so you're going to roll what you're rolling, and then Steven's got to decide how he's defending from this.
Right. And it's pretty much a free turn. He can, block. He can... subvert. He can do pretty much whatever he wants on his turn as well.
Can he even attack him back, or does it have to be defense?
No. He roll damage if he wins. Every defense is a counterattack.
So it's paired, and whoever wins this argument determines who defends and who. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Gotcha. Awesome. So very simultaneous, makes combat much quicker because really, once combat engages, it's almost like it's constant.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Can he in turn not fight him, break off, and fight somebody else?
No. Well, I mean, on later turns, yes, but he can't make his defense attacking somebody else.
His defense has to be against the guy attacking him. So whoever he's paired on.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense. So roll your successes.
Well, I want to know what he's doing first so we can roll at the same time.
Oh, so how, you have 4 dice right now, right? Let's keep the number together.
Yeah.
So you have 4. All right.
Let me see here. Clearly, I have an advantage if I can use measure once, cut twice. But Sound of the Furious is a little more appropriate for the situation. If I play to my Sound of the Furious,
You can play to everything. It's an attack or defense. Play to everything.
right? But I can't just say that I'm going to do that. This has to be qualitative.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to weave that together and kind of demonstrate the process. Obviously, playing to lest old acquaintances be forgot as well, because that's the theme of this particular encounter.
Yeah.
And even though I broke the silence on my move, I mean, I'm still the only one who's making any noise at this point.
He shot a gun. He did shoot a gun.
I guess there was a shooting, yeah. But if I move into Sound of the Furious and I let out a mighty roar as I step to the side, bring both of my swords around in front, right?
Yeah.
So basically I'm just trying to do a sidestep counterattack. Pretty straightforward, but I'm trying to counter his aggression with a good deal of aggression of my own.
Sure.
So you're going to play to your Sound of the Furious for 1 die. You already have 4 drama, so that's 4, right? Or 3, I mean. So that's 3 drama, and then an extra 1 for playing to your trait. Can he then play to a theme as well if he wants?
Yeah. He's playing the old acquaintance, and he's probably going to get 2 more dice for measure once, cut twice. I'm not going to give him the silence, so who's rolling 7?
So here's the and he's getting 2 dice for measure 1, cut twice.
Right.
Worth 2 pips, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Wow. All right. Sweet.
So he's rolling 7. I'm rolling 4.
All right. And then this will be in the screen on the right for anyone who's watching.
And I have a crappy roll. Okay. So my high is 7. His high is an 8.
Okay.
So he scores 1 success because he has 1 die that's over my highest of 7.
Okay.
If he would have rolled 8, 9, and 9, he would have had 3 successes because 3 of his dice beat my highest number.
So basically, you pair them off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't. I mean, there's no pair. It's more like the highest numbers win. Every die of his that beats my highest lands.
Oh, okay. So none of the other dice matter after that.
Right. His 8
So
is
it's
the only die
just
that matters.
his 8 beats your 7, and that's the only one that counts.
Right.
So he beat you once.
So he has 1 success. And now with that success, he can either deal damage, or he can play with conditions.
Oh, okay.
That's true. And honestly, with only 1 success, I'm probably going to play the condition more.
Does it happen, though, where you do get a lot more successes? Like, because during this conflict, there's no target number. They're just compared numbers.
Right.
They're opposed rolls. All right.
The highest I've seen is 7. I had someone roll...
But usually it's like 1 to 3, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So these people who have 3 boxes and you do 1, after you get rid of those 4 single slashes, do they just start adding into the 2s?
Nope. You have to get 2 at a time to deal a 2 block.
Okay. Can 2 people gang up to do that?
Only if you have a certain power that lets you do that.
So it's going to be really hard to get 3 boxes to drop somebody.
It's not that hard. If you roll... I mean, the thing is, if I'm rolling... Once you get rid of my drama, and I'm rolling like 2 or 3 dice, like, even his high 7 here, with him rolling 7, he probably... I mean, statistically wise, he should have gotten 2 or 3.
Because I'm just saying, because you
it's all
got...
a matter of being the advantage.
Because he just got an 8, but if you would have had 2 8s, that would have been 2 pips immediately.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. Cool.
Yeah. And you have, like...
Wow,
I mean,
shit can get bad fast.
Yeah. And if you're rolling 7 against 7... there's a 32% chance, or no, there's a 40% chance of tying.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tie, you both get a token. You clash your swords together.
And drama builds, and momentum builds. So it's like that lightsaber combat where Luke and Vader are kind of hitting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that works
or
out.
DBZ when 2 fireballs are hitting each other, or
Right.
whatever it may be.
And
Cool.
we're doing this for like 18
Oh
months.
my god,
now.
for the kaiju battle stuff, that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, and we pretty much got it. The numbers work. Like there'll be times when you tie, but we had someone get 7 successes on a turn because I rolled a 2 in defense, right? And he rolled 7 dice, and I rolled like 1, 1, and 2. And so he just completely destroyed. It's actually in that Gen Con video. You can watch it from last Gen Con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what do you want to do then? You're going to try to play to this condition. You can try to do something with the pillar, or you can make a new condition if you think it might be more useful later.
Yeah. Well, condition can be general condition, or it can be a condition placed upon another character. Right?
Well, okay. So conditions are always neutral and universal.
Oh, that's
try
right. That's right.
to affect everyone.
So everybody has to be able to play to it.
Well, everyone is affected by it somehow, right? You're all affected by these pillars. They're all in the same room you're in.
So he could like cut a pillar down and put it between us for cover.
Sure. And then he could make a new condition saying there's a knocked over pillar. He could, if I'm running past you and you sidestep, you can just say I run into the pillar behind you and get my sword stuck, playing to this condition, and thus I lose a token.
Oh.
Because he then triggers or forces that condition to make me lose a token.
Nice.
Right.
Do you want to make him lose a drama point?
Yeah, conceivably. I mean, I was already thinking. I try to counterattack. I miss, but I manage to knock him off course. He runs into a pillar. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Cool.
Move that drama off that guy.
So he loses it.
Nice.
Which is good. You're screwing with my plans. Okay, cool. And then Talus's. Oh wait, no, that's my turn. So Thomas then, the Eye of the Storm brother, has his long spear out. You shot him at the feet.
Yeah.
And so in response, then, what's going on?
So then, can he do something like deflect the bullet back at me?
I mean, normally we would say leave it as open as you want. Sure.
Sweet.
So
basically, it's all simultaneous this entire turn.
Yeah, but I would say because before we were doing like reaction shot moves. Yeah. I guess I would, if this was like a 4th or 5th round, I would say you can play off of all the stuff that's already happened.
Cool.
He's gonna actually pole vault himself, put his handle down, and because the room is so huge, he's gonna come straight up and spin his spear around and try to chop you in half, vertically.
Nice.
Okay. And as he does this, then he's wailing in multiple languages, and he's cursing you and trying to put a hex on your firearm because you're using the newfangled weapons.
And can he hex people?
I mean, in his mind, he has magic. Yeah, he has a magic. It's tied to his voice. So.
Oh, cool.
But he's actually going to. Let's see. I'm gonna make this. I'm not gonna attack with you. He's gonna make this a move.
All right. He's building drama.
He's chopping down at you, but it's technically still a move, right? He knows he's what do you call it? He's telegraphing so heavily this attack. He knows you're gonna move out of the way.
He's trying to shake me.
Yeah, he's displaying.
So so let's do the dice pool. He's got 1.
Well, he's moving, so I only get 1. He's making a move.
Oh, okay. All right. So never mind. So just hit up once and hit enter.
Right. Well, the thing it's a little different. So his ability here, if you want to ping this or zoom in on Thomas, the blue card, he has acrobatics, and he gets to roll 2 dice in a move because he wants to generate tons of drama for himself.
Let me zoom in here for you.
So this is sort of rare, right? His special ability is that he gets to roll 2 dice in moves whenever he uses acrobatics.
Oh, okay. So he's doing the flip through the air, and now he gets 2 dice on a move. So giving a better
he's try to gain 2 drama. I'm rolling over 3. Both of them are over 3, so he gets 2 drama for that.
Oh, so each success gives him a drama.
Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
I mean, I made these guys to be able to fight a party of 5, so.
That's awesome.
And that's his turn. Now it's you guys.
That's dick move, sir. Dick move. All right.
I took my hat to your dick move, sir.
He's twirling through the air, coming at me. He's now got 3 drama, which is more than I have. So it means he can play to it. It doesn't matter. I'm assuming it's just if you have an idea, you go first in this. There's no initiative.
Well, you could talk. If you were gonna try to get rid of someone's drama and then he would attack, you would coordinate a little, right? Like.
Gotcha. Well, you already got rid of all the drama on Samat. I'm getting a pole vaulter coming down on me. I think I'm gonna do being an Iron Maiden, and I'm not scared of this guy. I don't give a shit what he thinks.
Right.
I'm gonna use that. For serve and protect, that's not really defined. I can't really serve and protect myself.
Are you looking for a move or an attack?
I'm going to do a move to build drama.
Right, and once you get that drama, then nobody can attack Hakkinen, your partner, because of your cover fire.
Oh,
right.
Sweet.
Once you get 3, he cannot be attacked.
Right, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play the Iron Maiden. I'm going to stand there, and I'm just going to draw on the guy and aim at his head as he's coming down on the air. Shoot, yeah, while he's flying through the air. I don't care who he is. I have no fear of this man.
Nice.
That is my game plan. Being
3 or higher.
All right, let me
up/roll or whatever.
I just reroll. There, 3 or higher. Got it.
Check. Dang. Okay, so now you're.
So now I have 3 drama.
Right. So this now, like from now on,
unless I lose the drama,
producing cover fire.
All right, I'm gonna blow this up so people can see it on the screen.
So nobody can attack Hakkinen now because your character's special ability is when I have 3 drama, I'm like engaging cover fire on my ally.
Yep. Actually, even better than me just aiming at him, I care so little about him. I draw aim on the other guy.
Nice. Yeah.
Well,
you know the other guy's just displaying puffery, right?
Yep. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're not even gonna hit me, and I just aim.
Nice. Okay.
So then I put it on the screen so everybody can see. So the power they're talking about is the cover fire here. And you can kind of see what the guard is. Eventually, you guys will know what the characters are as we're playing. Yeah. But I just wanted to at least give you the first time you can see what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
That allows me to play off the Strangers Become Friends theme.
Oh, it does. Shoot. Yeah.
And so I'm playing off Strangers Become Friends. I don't know. Well, it is a theme. We're still keeping up the Lest Old Acquaintances Be Forgot, but that really is more of an introductory theme.
Well, okay, I would say, well, no. I mean, I don't think so at all. You can, like, remember the move I taught him until you block it.
Yeah, jeez. Or, like,
okay,
he always failed to defend against this.
Right. The thing that I would do is say, even right now, and you'll get into it, let's not try to maximize our dice pools just yet, and just say what you're doing, and then see what you get from it. And eventually, I mean, really, you learn your character and role play. Like, I get more dice when I pause first, or when I use both my swords, or when I... And instead of trying to find, like, 6 actions that you do where each action plays to one thing, just describe one thing that you're doing.
Yeah,
right?
And I think that's exactly the goal this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm secure. I'm protected, so I want to pull out both of my swords. I mean, they're already out, right?
Yeah.
But I want to essentially just lunge at Samat.
Okay.
And
well, he's got his back against the wall behind you, right? You already ran him into the wall.
Exactly. So, like, he passes me, I knock him into the wall, and I just turn around, you know.
Like X on the back?
Him, both blades.
Okay.
So that gives me 1 for Strangers Become Friends.
Right.
And
well, I would say, I mean, okay, so if you said I turn around and I slash against his back because he ran past me.
Yes.
I would give you get 2 because you're playing to measure once, cut twice.
Yes.
I would say when you want to play to that trait, you'll start to more, like, I'll stop giving it to you because you have to focus on the measuring once part, right? Like, I spin around without even looking and attack his back, right? You play the fact that your guy is kind of a nut, so he's rash also, right? He's not a calm ninja master. Your dude's also freaky, and, you know, he measures once and cuts. He always, you know, flies off half-cocked, right? And that's part of his personality, too.
I'm okay with making mistakes along the way.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, so with what you just said right now, I give measure once, cut twice, and I think that's it.
Okay.
Right? And so you'd be rolling 5. 2 for your trait, because you have that special double trait, and then 3 for your drama token. Right? If you would, like, you know, like, lash out in a scream, and, like, because you know you're under cover fire and you're safe, blah, 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 Then
Yeah.
you would have like 3 or 4 more, right?
And that's the thing. I didn't build in a dramatic.
And that's
element.
fine, right? Because we don't, and that's and people get this even like at Gen Con, within a half hour, like you don't say, okay, I slice at him for this trait, and then I kick him for this theme, and then I tell him I hate your mom for this one, and then you just describe one thing, and then see what it plays to, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And then so he's in defense now, so he can do damage because he's defending. He technically can't attack you, but you're the one who initiated him. So he's going to come at it. So he spins around really quickly, knowing that he's just a hair's breadth away from getting sliced. And he screams out, like, you can't use some silly dodge maneuver on a trained man. Or he said, Master, you trained me better than this. And he just holds up his one sword, blocking both of your swords with one of his. So I'm going to play to Edge of the Knife. I'm going to play to Old Acquaintance. And those 2. So I'm rolling 2, which I can hit an up 1 on that. I get a 9, so I beat that one, brother man. You had a really crappy roll.
I did.
For those, I mean, you can see then on the other screen here, you rolled a high 6.
Yeah.
There's a huge chance I could have rolled, 2 9s, 2 7s, 2 whatever. He's going to use it, so then he actually spins you around and pins you against the pillar. And I'm going to take away this drama token, right? So on his 1 success, he can either deal damage, or he can use a condition, and he's going to use that condition now to back you up against the pillar, and he does the same exact thing, right? Now your cheek is against the wall, just like his cheek was against the wall, 6 seconds ago.
Switching places.
Yeah, and I'm going to slowly move this tile away, or that token. There we go. So now it's my turn. So then these are rounds, right? So now the next round is the enemy's turn. Okay, oh gosh, this is beautiful. Oh god, it's beautiful. Okay, so Thomas has this ability, Whale, where he can, if he spends 2 drama tokens, he can roll a move to trigger multiple conditions. There are not multiple conditions in play. So he's just going to roll it to try to. He's gonna it's a whale, right? So he's got like a banshee mutant power, and he's gonna scream this high-pitched wail, maybe even while he's in the air before he lands, to blow both of you back against 2 pillars for sound waves.
Oh, that
makes
son
sense?
of a bitch. Yep. All right.
It costs him 2 drama.
So he's losing drama though.
Yeah, he's expending it. His magic power is making him lose these, but then both of you are gonna lose 1 because you both get slammed against pillars. And I realize the other guy's already against the pillar, so he gets lifted up off the ground, and he's grading his face as these sound waves push Hakkinen against the pillar.
Cool.
So she's only got 2 now, so she is not cover firing, and now Samat the sword is going to chop the back of that street samurai who's pushed against the wall. And so this time now, I'm going to go, he can't use strangers to become friends because it was his brother. I guess they're not strangers. But he is definitely going to then take that sword that was blocking against your cheek. He then he'll slice upward, I guess, and try to kind of chop you in half that way. His mind cuts back and forth between the old memories of himself as a young boy growing up in your shitty tent dojo thing out in the dunes of this planet, and he recalls his huge rise to glory because he sold out at a young age and became the higher up man that he is now. And as he flashes and fights back, these almost like RoboCop style, memories getting in the way of your programming, he just closes them and slices that sword straight upwards. And he's only going to get Edge of Knife. I'll give him Scattered, and I guess I'll give him the Old Acquaintances. So he'll be rolling 3. And that's against you, Steven.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we had a complete switch down over there.
Yeah, it was not recording the desktop, so I had to switch which camera it is, which means you can't see me right now, but that's fine.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
Okay, I'm going to push roll just so you can see what's happening. Is that cool?
Okay.
Because sometimes if I roll 2 zeros, you'll crap your pants. Oh, I did roll 2! That is a very good roll.
So,
yeah.
So what was this for?
So as Hakkinen is pushed against the pillar by the banshee wailing of Tamas, Stamat turns around, has a kind of like episode with himself to break through his programming. The most dishonorable thing you can do is attack your teacher. But he steps forward and he's just going to go for a huge slice of the sword to cut his old teacher in half. And I roll 3 dice, which is not great, but he gets 2 10s or 0s, so that's pretty darn good.
I think it makes sense, at least dramatically, to do something a little bit high risk here. And of course, I'm going to try to appeal to our history.
Right.
And so I think it makes sense to defend in a non-violent way.
Okay.
So, especially since he's like right up in my face, especially since we've both been like pushed up against this pillar by the sound waves and such.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make eye contact with him, and I'm trying to deflect his attack, not through physical means, but through connecting with him.
Okay.
Right? I don't have a lot of dice to use on that. That's okay. The point is, I'm doing like a high risk thing.
Yeah. Well, I would say I would give you the 1 for your drama, right? And okay, normally it's not I give, right? The group as a whole decides what's played to, right? All the GM decides is setting the difficulty.
Okay.
And setting the initiative, which is like a 50-50 shot.
Right? Oh, all right.
The group as a whole always decides what's played to. I, as the person who's been playing this game for 18 months,
so we kind of no, that doesn't make sense. That's bullshit.
Right.
So
yeah. Don't let the GM push. Yeah, playing to really the role of the GM is really just deciding 3, 5, or 8, and giving
and final say on if things are okay.
Yeah. So it's not me giving. That's me as the experienced player, not me as the.
So it's almost playing as a group, and the GM's just telling a story and being involved. So they can almost have a character as well.
Well, you totally could. We have one of the realm. Well, it's not really a realm. It's like a separate game. It's a heavily modified version of this. Is called Centennial Gothic, and you all sort of host these Baroque events, and you're always cool. You make these puzzles for each, and each person sort of rotates through.
Nice.
And it's a Victorian horror game set in the Wild West, but
yeah, Victorian horror. You know how much I love that.
It's not steampunk. It's not steampunk.
Mine's steampunk Victorian horror, but mine's like Penny Dreadful. If you've been watching that at all,
yeah,
it's very similar to that.
Okay, so you get what? You get 2 dice for defense.
Yeah, that would be 2. I was playing around with. I look pitiful and exhausted to appeal to him, to his emotions, and that would sort of play off the end of a long day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I buy that.
Okay.
So what things are you playing to then on your character?
Lest Old Acquaintances Be Forgot and my drama, and that's it.
Yeah.
So drama, and what else was it?
Lest Old Acquaintances Be Forgot.
And this one here. All right, cool. I got you. You're playing to 2 things.
Well, no, he's playing just to the theme, but then he has a drama token.
Oh, he's doing a move action.
No, he's doing an attack, but that's all he played to.
Oh, dude, why aren't you playing to multiple things? Why don't you do, Least Old Acquaintances is 1, and, dude, this is the end of a long-ass day, dude. We are trying to get the fuck out of here.
Well, you missed. Well, see, you were pointing. He debated such things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was doing camera work at the same time.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I think you should be doing end of a long day, because I don't know about you. I want to get paid.
I think
he's wait.
Makes sense.
No, I'm getting paid. You're doing this as your job. This is part of your salary.
I was talking about him.
He wants to
get
paid. Yeah.
It's time to get out of here and get paid. Have a beer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes sense to play sort of a failed kind of tragic attempt at this point, and I think it makes for a good story.
Oh, because your mentor or your student is beat the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Well, that, and especially since it's not likely that I'm going to win this anyway, so I want to make it an interesting story.
I don't know. Because you guys have those 3 blocks, that's going to make you really hard to kill.
I know.
Well, not really. Okay, he's rolling 2 dice. If he rolls a 1 and a 5 or 2 6s right now, I'm going to do that 3 block. I'm going to deal a badass mortal wound. So. You roll your 2 dice in defense, my man, and let's hope you get...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna get punked.
We hope so.
No, yeah, there's a really good chance, but it's also,
So slash and roll.
I would
Alright,
rather
see what
make
you
an
got.
interesting story. There we are.
Okay, you get your 8, so you block out my 7, so I'm going to do 2 successes with those 2 10s.
Yep.
So now I can do a 2 block of damage to you, or I can do a 1 block of damage, and because you're against this wall, keep forcing that same condition to steal your drama away. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually... this is a hard choice, right? Like, you're potentially roll lots of dice with that measure once, cut twice. So getting rid of the drama is going to be really smart. But the chance to do a 2 this early in the fight, I'm going to do damage.
So he got a 7 and 8, and you got a 7, 10, 10.
No. Yes. So my 2 10s beat his 8.
It beats both of his higher. So you're automatically doing 2
Two
points
successes.
of damage to him. So you're doing one of the 2 wound boxes
Right.
at the bottom there. All right, cool.
And I'm imagining, hold on, one little tick here. I am going to just like... I'm going to just find a real token real fast in this beautiful Roll20 token library.
Yup. And
just
everybody else who's been watching this, I'm sorry for the confusion of the screen sharing not working. I don't know what the problem was, but it is working now. I double checked it myself.
Oh wait, did you just do that?
What? I didn't drag. It looks like fire there. I didn't put it there.
No, did you just squiggle that out?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can draw on it.
Thank you. Well, excellent. Way to go, Steven.
Yep, we can draw. We just can't pull tokens out.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, so that was
So he's taking 2 damage. Didn't lose any drama though because you decided to do damage.
right. I could have
All right,
done
so who's
1
up?
damage and 1 drama, but instead I did the 2 damage just so that you feel a little, and that's considered a flesh wound. That's significant. That's like bleeding and requires medical attention. But
He cut
It
you.
gives me plenty of justification to respond with Sound and the Furious.
Ooh.
Basically, he let you hurt him to set himself up to beat you.
yeah.
You gotta teach
Yeah.
the student. He has to grasp and think he's gonna make it. Then you gotta snatch it away from him.
Yeah. Okay, well now it's y'all's turns. That was my go.
All right, what do you want to do, buddy? We are in
Yeah.
kind of a dire situation, 2-on-1 here, 2-on-2, but
He's just wounded me, and I
Maybe
imagine
just you're
if he's using
bleeding.
his sword to slice up at me. He's probably actually created some distance between us.
Yeah.
So I want to capitalize on that distance to push. I'm pushing off the pillar, which is behind me.
Nice.
Pushing off the pillar to thrust both swords like right at his chest. Right.
Nice.
Because now I think it's time to play off the end of a long day, and
I agree.
And before
The
you were like,
sound-
he's not really. You were like eyeing him, saying like, "Do you really want to cut me?" You're almost like you like Obi-Wan him, and you're like, "You really want to cut me?" And then he cut you, and you're like, "Okay, motherfucker, it's on now." Like,
Now it's on like Donkey
Exactly,
Kong.
like,
yeah, I gave
Like-
you a chance not to hurt me.
I intend to finish this.
Yeah,
You know?
I am
so, yeah.
still the master.
yeah.
So
Okay, so that's Sound and the Furious. If you yell, that's your measure once, cut twice.
Yep, because I'm
That's
just
your token
blind
for 4.
reacting, and
That's
the
your old acquaintance for 5. That's your end of a long day for 6.
Yep.
And I'd even give you silence is broken because you're like, it's on now. Like the truce
I
is
get-
broken.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay, so you're rolling 7. And he then, so he swings upwards and does a good cut and like does like a little, a nice little spin move and comes back to see you flying at him. And he twitches, drops down, and he's gonna try to stab up at you as you come over. Right?
All right, so how many dice are you rolling here?
I'm rolling 2 in defense. He's rolling 7.
That's it. Slash this dude, because I'm gonna do something awesome after this.
Oh, not a good.
Oh
roll.
yeah! And I do another.
Oh,
Actually, no. I'm gonna throw. So you come at him, and he like hits upwards and throws you back against the pillar. And he's
Man,
like,
your student is better than you, is what's going on right now.
and he's like, well, you didn't teach me everything I know.
I think I'm just continuing to underestimate him. I still
Yeah.
have plenty of reserves.
Oh, did you lose a drama for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I pushed
yeah.
him against the pillar, so I forced that.
You
pillar
have
to-
no drama. Wait, I thought I had 3 drama. Where did mine go?
When I hit you with that whale.
Oh, so now I don't have the cover thing anymore.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you were moving. Thomas did his spin in the air.
No. I just didn't realize you took a drama away though.
Yeah. From both of you.
Damn it.
Yeah. Okay, but now it's your turn, Iron Maiden.
Right here. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna play the Iron Maiden. Do I want? My goal is this. What I want to do, since he's getting his ass beat, I want to create some distance so he can get some breathing room. I want to turn and shoot down the pillar that he keeps getting knocked into, like switch my sci-fi gun to like explosive.
Yeah,
and I want to shoot the pillar and knock it down between them, creating a condition to give him cover.
Okay. Well, okay. So right. So your goal is. So let's just say that's what you do. Let's pretend that's your turn.
That's what I want to do. But my goal is actually to do a move, though.
Okay.
So there's two things I can do. I can either create the condition of cover, I'm assuming, from the pillar, like laying down, or can I shoot it and drop it on that guy?
Well, that's the thing. If you want to make an attack, shoot it and drop it at him. If you want to make a move, you know what I mean? Like.
So I would if I did attack, it'd be 2 dice. And I'm going to play the Strangers Becoming Friends because I see my dude is getting messed up right now. So I want to drop the pillar on that guy. And then I'm going to play the Silence is Broken because, yet again, I haven't said shit. All I've been doing is shooting.
Okay,
and I'm going to break the silence between me and Tomas by dropping a pillar on his head.
Okay, sure. Well, and it's also like, I mean, you always escalate the volume too, right? You shot the gun, and now you're crashing down.
Now I'm rapid-firing it with an explosive. Yeah. So that's 2 from me, 2 from the themes, and then
I'll give you the server protect
as well because I'm aiming at it.
What? Wait, the aim is only a power. You don't play that.
Oh, okay. So it would just be to serve and protect.
Right. You're playing to probably not Iron Maiden. You're playing to serve and protect. 2 drama tokens, 2 themes. You're rolling 5.
So we're looking at 5 dice here.
And so this is Samat, the swordsman, has to protect himself.
Can I hit both of them? Can I hit Samat and Thomas with this huge pillar?
You can't. If that's a power. You have to have the mechanical ability to attack 2 targets at the same time.
Okay, so it's always 1 target unless you have power to do so.
Right. Which actually, your buddy can do that.
Strangers, Silence is Broken, 2 drama tokens, and then the serve and protect. I'm just clicking so people can see it on the screen share, and then so I am rolling 5 dice.
And so. Samat then, so he's just pushed you against the thing, like,
look at those
master,
rolls.
You didn't teach me everything I know.
What's that?
Wait, what? I'm looking at your thing.
Shoot, it did an exploding die. Ignore that 6 at the end.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah, I messed that up. I accidentally added 1.
Oh, okay.
So that 6 at the end doesn't count. It's just the 5, the 9, the 8, the 5, and the 10.
Oh, you have it set so anytime you roll a 10, it adds another one?
Yeah, it just automatically rolled another one.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a cool setting. This Roll20 has so many features.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he sees you gunning this, and he like jumps back, obviously as the explosive, the little darts. They're like little darts, right? That stick in the wall. They beep 3 times and they explode.
Yeah.
And so the Street Samurai, I don't know what you're doing to avoid this. I mean, it's almost like she's attacking me in the Street Samurai. Really.
No, I'm just attacking him because he shoved him against the pillar again, and I'm shooting it above his head and dropping that top part of the pillar past him.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're muted, so no one can hear you right now.
Wait, me?
Right. So it's going to do the angle thing over.
Wait,
we can hear you now. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. So he then, he just mouthed off to his master. He notices that you kind of are like really looking out for this dude. You pushed cover fire on him before momentarily, and now like even though you're getting your ass kicked too, like you got slammed against the pillar also by the Tomas's whale. He sees you like defending this other guy instead, and he's like, "This is kind of interesting." So he's actually going to jump closer to you maybe, and he kind of now is considering you like the mama hen of this whole deal, and he is going to then he'll just barely kind of jump out of the way just at like the last minute and fly at you.
Attempt to jump out of the way?
What's that?
Attempt to jump out of the way?
You're right, attempt to. And he's going to attempt like a soccer tackle on you to like drop you down on the ground and just like look at your face and try to like figure you the hell out, right?
Yeah, because
like,
I don't give a crap about the crazy guy. I'm so iron that dude doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say he'll be rolling 1 for edge of the knife, and that's really all I got, I guess, in that particular move.
So this is Samat attacking or defending?
Defending, yeah. And yep. I could roll multiple things, but with what I just described, that kind of gives him edge of the knife. I mean, I guess I could go scattered because he's switching targets now, but I'm not really. I mean, I think that would be a little lame. So, yeah, I'm rolling 1.
All right, roll your 1 die. You got to actually roll it.
Sorry, I rolled slashed instead of slash roll.
Just hit up. Just hit up. There you go. An 8.
8.
So I have 2 to beat him, a 9 and a 10.
Yep.
So I get to knock off a 2-pip box, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to draw.
Or you could create a condition and force it, but...
Nope, I'd rather fuck him up.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to do this.
There, I did the scribble.
Oh, we both did. Oh! Here, I'll delete mine. There we go. All right. Actually, I think you have to delete mine. You have to click it with the arrow and get rid of it.
It doesn't matter. I can't click on it right now. So
now I've damaged this guy. He tried to figure me out. Instead, he gets beat with a pillar. Next turn, could I then try to build that he's pinned by the pillar?
You totally could. Well, you could have done 1 damage and made that a condition right now, but...
Oh, really? I could split it? I could do 1 and do a condition? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Do 1 damage to him, and then I want to make him pinned by the pillar.
Okay.
I didn't know I could do that. And you can delete those things just by clicking the arrow, clicking it, and hitting delete key.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So use the arrow key.
Is it?
Select and move, yep. And then select that drawing piece and hit delete. There you go.
So let's, I'll squiggle the 1 out.
Yep. Squiggle 1.
And that's considered a stress wound. So actually you could even say he dodged it if you wanted, but...
No, I want to pin him under it with that, because basically the way it works is 2 successes means I can do 2 things. 1's damage, and then the other one is the condition. So why don't you slide a condition, wouldn't it be a condition card slid out?
Yep.
And then cut and paste that blank for now over top of it, and or just type in it, whatever you want to do. But I just cut and paste it because you have the right font.
Yeah. So we'll say Samat under
pinned.
Pillar?
Yeah, Samat pinned. Pillar. Pillar pinned. I don't know what that was. That's awesome, whatever it was. The Pope is having confession over there. There's somebody talking to him.
Yeah.
There you go. Just up the font size for it so we can see it. I will share the screen again really quick so people can kind of see what's going on.
Because this is a general condition, this can sort of affect all of us in a way.
It is, yeah. Like he's not necessarily. It's not just his own problem. I mean, he can now like kick it up at one of you and take away your drama from it. Yeah.
Right, because it's not the whole pillar; it's just a chunk of the pillar.
Right, and all conditions.
He could like push it and roll it over somebody else or something.
Right.
And I'm not too far from being under it myself.
Yeah. So that was. It's my turn now, right? That was both of you.
Yep. But I think if he wants to get out from under, he's going to have to delete that condition somehow.
He is. Yeah, you're totally right.
So really, that condition could be played to other people. Like someone else could be like, well, some of the rubble's also on him. But really, it's going to have to be deleted for someone to for him to get out from under it. So I essentially put him out of combat for a turn.
Right. He's going to waste his turn getting out of there.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
So he has to do that. I'll make his turn second. I'll use Tomas first, I guess.
Is it Steven's turn now? Because I just went.
Oh wait,
Steven went. Oh, you already went.
You already attacked.
Yeah, I acted
so now it's your guys' turn.
Yeah. I am going to have Tomas then. So he then, feels the pain of his twin and spins around. Lands on the ground after his banshee wailing. Notices his twin is now, hit with this pillar, and the first person that he sees is the street samurai, sort of like clutching the bottom half of the pillar. Right? If she shot the top off of it, the Hakkinen is still sort of like on the ground next to the bottom half of it. He is going to then scream over at Hakkinen, the street samurai, and like extend his spear like straight to try to pin him to the part of the pillar that's still standing.
Cool.
Right, like impale him on this pillar here. And he recalls like running around your little hut and being like the errand boy sort of.
What do you mean little hut? This is sci-fi.
Well, but it's like a Tatooine-style adobe hut or something in the desert where he was teaching.
Please.
And this guy's always hated you.
Skyscrapers.
This dude thought, you were like trying to turn his brother into like some kind of goody two-shoes. This guy's always had a thing for you, and he's finally now getting his chance. Like he hasn't seen you since he's like 12 years old, right? And he's like, "Here we go, buddy." And he's gonna pull this, shoot his spear or extend his spear straight out into your. So I'm going to give
now
him...
Tomas is attacking the Street Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm giving him 1 for Old Acquaintance, 1 for Reach Extending Grasp, and 1 for his Drama Token, so he's rolling 3.
In response, I'm going to leap. Not so much out of the way, but it is out of the way, and I'm actually going to attempt to attack Samat in the process.
Ooh.
Samat is pinned. I'm dodging Tomas by attacking his twin.
Okay. You're not going to be able to actually roll dice against Samat, but, it's a good...
Oh, that's right.
Narrative-wise, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of a move then, isn't it?
Well, it's a lowercase m. You're rolling multiple dice. You're potentially, playing 2 conditions or doing damage. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so then let's build this. So Tomas used what power of his first?
Well, neither power. He looks at the street samurai and is like, "You old fucking man," and shoots, extends his spear into the guy's chest as he's attempting. And so he's playing to the Reach Extending his Grasp. He's playing to Old Acquaintances, and he has 1 Drama Token. So he's rolling 3 dice.
So his trait, Reach Extending his Grasp.
Right.
What else did you say?
The theme in the top right.
The Acquaintance.
And then 1
what
for
else?
his Drama Token.
Okay. So he's going to be rolling 3 dice. All right. See what we get here.
I think my response plays to Lest Old Acquaintances Be Forgot.
Yeah.
Under pillar.
I'd give you End of a Long Day. You're like, holy fuck, man.
Is this ever going to end?
But probably not Heavy Pillars. Because that's the thing. Heavy Pillars and Sama Under Pillar are different.
Well, no, you can't play to those. That's at the end of your turn. Yeah. Those are conditions. You don't have to worry about those right now.
Right. Yeah.
What about Sound and the Furious, though? You have got to be yelling at this guy by now.
Well, I'm probably furious. I'm not sure that I'm making sound at this point.
Well, I would say Furious. That's fine. So you've got both your traits. That's 3 dice. 1 for Old Acquaintance and 1 for End of a Long Day. So you're rolling 5.
In my mind, best way to get to this guy is to just keep trying to nail his brother.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, so dice rolls.
So he's rolling 5 and rolling 3. I have a crap roll here.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Boom!
Okay.
And this is what murder feels like.
So that's 3 successes. So I have a suggestion if you'll let me make it.
Yeah, I can't do any damage here. This has to be...
you can. Watch. So how about you actually jump over and take Samat's head and just mash it into the ground, but because they have the whole twin thing, I'm only going to make it take damage on the other guy.
Okay.
Oh, almost like the G.I. Joe guys, when one takes damage, the other takes damage.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So, run over and just kick the dude in the face while he's pinned under the pillar?
Yeah. And it's going to do damage over here if you ping it over to the other guy who actually rolled the attack. This is, a unique little narrative. It makes sense in the backstory.
Well, now what we've...
Yeah.
Actually, you could do 2. You could create a condition that says anytime one is damaged, so is the other.
Well,
or you can...
No, I wouldn't give your character's power to do that, I guess, but yeah, that's exactly what you could do.
Make the condition twins.
Well, that would actually be a power down here. That's what we should do. It's probably because this power here even allows you to do that, right? You're playing on, if you look at, my ping wasn't working a second ago.
I got it. Here's what it is. Didn't he just play to measure once, cut twice?
Yeah.
So couldn't he just split the damage between the two?
Ooh.
Do 1 pip to one and then do 2 to the other?
Again, mechanically, we keep the game, it's sort of beholden to the rules, I guess, in a certain way. But I'd be fine with stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
Because you could do 1 pip to one, 2 to the other.
I guess I would say since he rolled against Tomas here, I would make Sama actually roll a defense for that, because technically the Street Samurai can attack 2 people. So I would then put Samat's roll in. I don't know if you want to do that, because he then might beat you.
No, see, here's what I'm thinking. I can do 2 damage against Tomas by smacking Samat's head around.
Right.
So in dodging, like, I can just use the 3rd success there to set up a condition.
Yes.
Like, when Tomas is coming at me and I move, he basically jams his weapon into the base of the pillar.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So pinned weapon, or are you just playing to the condition heavy pillar?
Ooh, do that, and you can take away his token.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
well, let's do that.
That's kind of what I'm aiming for.
Yep. Okay, so he's doing 2 damage.
Good insight. Good insight.
I hope that people can follow what's happening. I mean, I imagine they can.
So what? We'll just recap it really quick. So after the rolls, basically what it came down to is he's got a 10, a 7, and a 9. That beats his roll of 3, 2, 6 all around. He's got 3 dice higher. Yeah. Since he has 3 successes, and we've played to all these themes, 2 of them are going to damaging Tomas, which is right here. So basically, by kicking Samat around while he's pinned under the pillar, he is then damaging his twin. Kind of like that, a narrative-driven, this guy is getting damaged because of this. And then with the extra success, because only 2 have been spent to do 2 damage, he is playing the heavy pillar to say he went to swing, missed, hit the pillar. Actually, it would be conditioned Samat under pillar. He'd be playing to that.
Okay.
Then taking the drama away from Tomas. Because you can do, for every success, you can do damage, or you can trigger a condition, tap an enemy's drama. So that's what he's doing right now. He's taking that drama away from him. Now leaving both of these little bastards with 0 drama.
Yeah. And now it's Samat's turn under the pillar. He is going to, since you're over there banging his head, he's just going to try to roll it back on you.
So he's trying to take the pillar off of himself.
Yeah. And he is then going to play to, he like feels you sort of hammering his head, and that's only like making him more sort of erratic and crazy, and he's like switching modes in his brain back and forth. And, you know, he's like mumbling, you know, he's like a very troubled person, and your shaking is almost like giving him like Ritalin or something. Maybe it's helping him out a little bit, and he can finally focus now that his head's ramming, and he's going to try to kick this pillar, or the crumbles, I guess, this broken, shattered pillar. He's going to try to like kick and like flick these blocks up in your face. So he's rolling an attack then against Hakanen as well. So I'm going to play to the Old Acquaintance and the Edge of the Knife and Scattered. I think I'm just getting a basic roll of 3.
So the Scattered is him trying to throw chunks of stone at him to kind of like blind him or hurt him. All right. So you got Scattered. That's one.
Yep.
Edge of the Knife. That's the other one you said you were using, right?
He's in a precarious position under a pillar, getting his head rammed. I think his life is, you know, on the edge of the blade here. Like a 50-50 could go either way.
Okay, so that's 2. And then what themes are you playing with?
Just the Old Acquaintance. Just
because he knows him. That's it.
Just the continued like.
So this is to see how many successes. Do you have to declare what you're going to do with the successes before?
No.
I'm assuming it's after you roll. Then you determine what you do with the successes.
Right.
So his goal is to damage him, but he might try to also get rid of the condition if he has enough successes.
Right.
So for anyone watching, you don't declare everything right away. You just build your momentum and then decide what you're going to do with the momentum after the roll.
Right.
But you are doing an attack.
Right.
That's all that matters. It has to be declared first.
Right.
All right. How are you defending from this?
I see my character being really pissed off because I've been trying to mess up Samat. I finally smash his head around, and it does damage to the other guy. I'm still dealing with Samat. So I imagine that I'm really angry, sound and furious, and in response to him trying to kick this pillar off, I ignore the pillar, and I go for smashing his head again.
You're like the ape in like Space Odyssey. You're just like...
Yeah, I'm absolutely just brutally trying to bash his head.
So the teacher is embodying rage.
Yeah.
So
that's how he fought him, right? Oh my gosh, the teacher's what made this Samat guy crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
Yes.
the wise old sensei. You, like, turned him into a psychotic killer.
Yeah, maybe he has every reason to be pissed at me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm seeing, and you guys tell me if you agree, I'm seeing Sound and Furious Andre because I'm just trying to end this, and then the old acquaintances.
I
So it
give you
looks like
measure
three.
once, cut twice, too, because you're ignoring the fact that he's throwing crap at you, right? You're
So
not.
you actually measure once, cut twice. You realize that the calm one doesn't matter, and all you have
Okay.
to do is take care of Samad.
Yeah.
So it's theme, acquaintances, long day.
You think it's still 5?
Yeah.
What's that?
5.
So five
Okay.
dice. I'm clicking right now so people can see it.
Right.
Sound of the Furious. Measure once, cut twice.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh, shoot. You jerk.
that's a pretty decent roll.
So you
Yeah,
got
it
a
is.
10 and a 9, a 5, a 3, and a 2.
Ah.
But he's got a 9 and an 8.
Oh,
So you only got one success.
One success.
still,
I mean, all
that's,
you can do. Well, you want to do damage, I'm guessing? Right?
yeah, because honestly, that's my entire goal right now.
You're,
Yeah.
just, you're like, I'll show you crazy, and start beating the head against
Yeah. You.
Unfortunately, I just give him some minor contusions, even
Yeah.
though I'm trying to smash his head around.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Thunk, 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 thunk.
And that was your turn. Okay, we've got Talus's turn.
All right, so I'm looking over my character sheet here. I don't have my OP3 right now, which I kind of want to have. But at the same time, I've created a condition where a guy is pinned, he's slamming the guy's head against the ground, and I have a guy behind him. Neither one have drama right now,
Right.
so damaging them is going to be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with Serve and Protect since he's getting attacked by both.
Okay.
With my and I'm no longer getting attacked, right? No one's on me anymore, correct?
Right.
So I can't really play the Iron Maiden. So
Right.
I'm going to use Serve and Protect, but what I want to do is I want to use Aim.
Well, the aim. Okay, so you want to do damage, but you can automatically do these 2 blocks of damage anytime you want once
I
you
know.
set up a line of sight condition.
I know, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I now not only have a line of sight, I have a line of sight to 2 guys. So I'm standing off the side and aiming, they're right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is can I set up the condition of line of sight and also do damage if I get enough successes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm taking aim and taking a shot, hoping I can get
Right.
line of sight
Yeah.
to Moss.
You're calibrating your aim, right?
Right, and I'm adjusting everything. It looks like she has cybernetic eyes, so maybe I'm using
Yeah.
that. But I think I'm aiming at Tomas right now because he's the one in the back like this. I don't want to shoot into combat right now
Okay. Smart.
because he's like wildly flailing and beating this dude against the ground like a gorilla.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Serve and Protect again because I want to keep that guy off his back.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Strangers Become Friends because yet again I'm protecting this dude
Totally.
and we just met each other.
Totally.
I can't really
Conceivably-
play to old acquaintances because I don't know these fuckers.
I think you could play off Iron Maiden using the band direction, right? Because we had played around with that idea earlier. So, like, one of their big songs is Blood Brothers. Like, you could try to do.
Oh!
Oh, I like that. I'm doing that.
Do
so
it.
Serve and Protect's one, Iron Maiden's one, and then Strangers Become Friends is one. This isn't an end to a long day yet because to me,
No.
no one's dead yet. And I'm not really breaking silence, am I?
No.
No.
All right,
But you
so
got 2
I got
drama tokens, so you're rolling 5.
2 drama. So I have 5 in total.
Yeah.
How does Tomas want to defend against me blowing his skull open?
Right. Attempting.
So how does he want to attempt to stop me? I am hoping to get aim off here.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so his trait is the Man of 1,000 Voices, and he's like kind of like a.
I feel like we're writing an Iron Maiden song right now.
Yeah, he's like sort of like a hex. He's like a like an old he had like The Shining as a kid, and people are like afraid of him, right? Like that's why he's so tough and like quiet and whatnot in certain ways.
Okay.
So he's actually going to, as you like point, like make eye contact to like point the gun to blow his head off, as you said. He's the Man of 1,000 Voices. He actually like completely like throws his voice, but also like impersonates some like old lover from your past by like playing with your head and shit. And his voice, he actually like completely just impersonates another person. You hear this other voice, I was like, put down the gun, put down the gun, like.
Oh, so he's trying to break me.
You're dreaming, put down the gun, and he's like playing a huge fucking head game. And I'm gonna play Silence is Broken since this is the first time he's like projecting into your head voices.
You son of a bitch.
I'm gonna give him Strangers Become Friends because he is your stranger, but he's now just impersonating your friend.
All right.
In his reach, extending his grasp since he's now inside your head. His Man of 1,000 Voices, and Old Acquaintance. I mean, it's like your old lover. So he's getting 5.
All right. So we have Strangers Become Friends. Silence is Broken. I mean,
Old Acquaintance and
Acquaintance.
And then wait.
That's 3
and
themes.
Then both his traits.
Oh wow! So it's 5 on 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this. All right, let's do this.
Oh, 9, 9, 10. Oh, come on. Yes.
Oh.
So he just does. He scores 3 against you.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Hold the gun up, and he like gets in your head, right?
Yeah,
and
seriously.
Impersonating all these voices. You can't.
The only thing that can break my iron resolve.
There's even like 3 voices, right? It's like your parents. He's like pulling voices out of your head and then giving them back to you. And he comes closer then, and he actually is just gonna take his spear and like just stick it straight up inside you while you're all like fumbled and confused.
So like extending it past the combat going on and hitting me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 3 damage.
Yep.
Is there
No,
penalties to taking certain wounds?
What's that?
Is there any penalties, like now I have 3 wounds, do I lose a die no matter what or anything like that?
Right. Okay, so the thing is, so the game has 9 status effects. And if you pledge at like I believe the gamer level, you actually get like, heavy chipboard tokens.
Oh, cool.
Say like drama on the top, and on the bottom, it's all the different status effects. And it kind of has like a JRPG feel. Like you can be under a status effect, and you put that token. So like, for instance, if you ping one of these tokens here on Captain Talos, right, we'd have the back side of this token would be bloodied. And so once you take your 3 wound, you're considered bloodied, and all that means is you have to heal that 3 wound first.
Oh, okay.
How do you heal? What's that?
Can I heal in combat?
You only if someone has the power, which no one has.
So I can't spend drama now to heal myself?
No.
Okay.
And so at the end of the scene now, it costs 9 drama tokens to heal that.
Why 9?
Because it's like a square. It costs 1 drama token to heal a 1. It costs 4 drama tokens to heal a 2. It costs 9 to heal this 3.
Okay. So each one has. So to heal a 2 shouldn't it cost 2 then?
No, it's a square. You square it. So 2 costs 4.
Oh, okay, squared. Gotcha.
Yeah. So the problem, so if you killed them right now and the scene was over.
On the sheet underneath, you should put the cost below the boxes.
I mean, you could, yeah, sure.
Put like a little line that's 1 for any of those, and then.
Yeah, but okay, so all that means is that you have to heal it first, which doesn't sound that bad. The problem is, like,
except that there's only a pool of 15. For me to even start healing myself, I got to blow 9 because the severe wounds have to go away first.
Right, and it means everyone else is going to be pissed at you because you all heal from the same pool.
Oh, so you really got to decide who's the most important to heal.
Well, if you take 4 of these little wounds right here, like so let's say you score 8.
Shit, that's 4 points. For me to get rid of 3, it's 9.
Right. So, but you can't heal your little ones is the problem. So when
because you got to heal bad wounds before you heal. Scrapes don't matter. It's the freaking contusions that you have to worry about. Right. All right. So fuck that guy.
Right.
I tried. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, and now it's my turn. Thanks. That was just your turn.
Oh God, that was brutal.
I'm gonna take. Okay, they're gonna take stock. So on the turn, Sama is getting his head pounded. He is going to attempt to move to get out. Well, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't even care. Okay, really? Okay, technically, guys, no offense, but like this Samat under pillar doesn't matter right now because he has no drama to lose. So like,
no, he just be fighting while he's pinned.
Yeah, he can ignore it. If he had drama tokens, he'd be losing them every turn he was pinned. But he doesn't have them, so he's like, he's like a.
Oh, that's how that works because we created a condition on him. Each turn until he gets rid of it, he loses a condition or loses a drama.
Right. Well, every time he did something that would go against it, that would trigger it, right?
Oh yeah,
like,
fighting from underneath it or
spell, it'd be fine.
On the other hand, he can't earn drama until he rectifies that though.
Well, let me back this up even further. If we move away from the guy stuck under the pillar, he can't even attack us.
Right. Well, he could. He would just lose drama for it. Like he could. I mean, you'll see when then it happens, right? I mean, you're right. Everything you're saying is completely correct. It's just a matter of.
But he has no drama to lose.
Right. It's like.
But once he gains drama for anything he does, like he can't do moves that gain drama because he's just going to lose it again.
Right.
He has to get rid of this condition.
Right. So he's going to make a move.
Lessened his dice pool significantly.
Right. Right.
Fuck the guy for having 5 dice after the entire conversation and having no drama. That's bullshit.
Right. So he's just going to try to get rid of this condition here. So he's going to play to, let's say scattered, and he actually just like, moves all, like very literally, scatters all the broken rocks, and stands up just like covered in dust, right? And then
so he's doing a move.
Yeah, just a little move. I'm going to give him 3 or higher. Pop it out, and I'm going to get rid of this.
You don't need. I have it on mine. I can see it on mine. It doesn't matter.
Wait, what?
The chat thingy,
right?
It'll show up on mine when I show people.
Right. So yeah. So he got rid of the condition. He doesn't get drama. He used the 1 success from his move to manipulate that condition, which was erase it.
So he got an 8, and that got rid of it. All right.
But that's his whole turn. You're right. You got rid of his turn.
Good. So he's not attacking.
Here, then he has his halberd stuck inside you, hence the mortal wound.
Yeah, he's pig-pulled me.
He is going to now. Oh gosh. He's going to move closer to you, like kind of pull up the spear, like was like the Urukai when he pulls himself on the sword. But he's like pulls up closer to you while he's like whispering these things into your face, right? He kind of puts his fingers on your and actually touches you and like continues talking, and he's gonna try to lower you down so he can like pull a big like coup de grace head chop, right? So he's gonna play to the reach, extending grasp, the man of 1,000 voices, continuing the end of the long day, the coup de grace maneuver here, and I'm gonna go to strangers become friends because of the impersonation. But I'm not going to do the old acquaintance. Like, he's winnowing the power, right? He's not going to get that cool surprise effect every time. So I'm naturally...
How many dice does he have?
4.
All right, so for myself, I'm going to shake this off. I'm going to go to the Iron Maiden. I'm going to screw you.
Right.
I know right now my goal is to serve and protect this guy, and if I'm under his control, that is not going to happen.
Right.
And then I'm going to go to... Silence is broken, because I'm going to scream out, trying to break this guy's mental control over me.
Nice.
And it's not the end of a long day yet for me, because it's still going. We're not acquaintances.
You can get strangers to become friends, because I'm like impersonating your friends. Like.
Right, that's true.
I will vote to that, yeah.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now.
Yeah, both traits, 2 themes, both drama tokens.
So I have 6. Oh, 7, 8. I have 8.
No, right? 2 themes,
1, 2, 3, 4,
2
5,
drama,
6.
2 traits.
6.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this time I can roll better than you. Let me pull up this again.
Oh, you can't! You can't!
Oh, god damn. Oh!
Oh!
Is this a clash?
This is our first one. Usually this happens all the time. Okay, so...
Wow.
So the default rules are anytime the high number is tie, you just both get a drama token.
So we both get 2?
No, well that's the thing. In the default rules, you both just would get 1. Because if you roll, so if you roll 1 9 and I roll 6 9s, it's considered a clash. You both get 1 drama token. It doesn't matter about ties.
So basically, since we both have 10s, period, it's a clash. So he's trying to control me. I'm screaming out, and it's that build of power to break it apart.
Right.
Awesome. So you want to give us both the drama?
Indeed. If the other games have a certain thing where, like in the Mazuki setting, for example, anytime you clash on 10s, that's like when the martial arts, like the kung fu, comes into play. And there's slightly different rules. But in the generic sort of setting, it's
so
just...
give me an example of what that would be, like a short version. So we clash on 10s. It's the most crazy and impactful style thing that we can do. What would happen?
Okay, well, it's different. So we have... 1 second.
Oh, you got to get all difficult? You actually got to leave the table? Can't just remember it. Didn't you write it?
No, I'm showing you. So like this is a character sheet for the con, right? This is like what the normal character tiles look like over here.
Oh yeah, I have those. Those things are freaking awesome.
So down here is like what happens with the kung fu stuff, right? It's actually part of the character sheet for the particular Mazaki setting. And so in this case, we both got 2 10s, so we would just both get 2 drama tokens.
Okay.
If you rolled 1 10 and I rolled 2, I would like win and like trigger a kung fu move, like a Shaolin Fist or something.
Oh, okay. So does that work like you'd basically have your abilities, and then one of your things, like you have whale and acrobatics, one of them would be a clash power?
Right. Well, actually, if you look at Samat's, if you zoom in on the red guy, he does have one. Frenzy. Whenever he clashes, he gets 2 drama tokens.
Nice. But I'm saying if it was 10s, do people have powers where it's we both get 10, something happen, or is it usually realm specific?
It's realm in the Mazaki setting. You both would trigger your kung fu automatically. It's not even an ability. Everyone has a martial arts style in Mazaki.
Okay, cool.
So in the generic rules, though, like the default system, which is what we're selling, I mean, it comes with like 26 mods at the back of the book.
So basically, we just both got a drama instead of something getting actually. But the awesome thing about that is it now gives me cover fire.
Shoot, you're right, it does. If you want, I'd be fine with us both getting 2 drama since we rolled 2. I mean,
no.
It's a neutral mod built into the system, but okay. So that's my turn.
I don't want him to have more drama. I'm fine with me having 3.
Well, once I get my 2, I can use my whale ability.
And exactly why I said no.
So Samat is going to take a turn.
Okay.
He is going to... wait, he stood up. He successfully stood up and dusted himself off.
Let's done.
Say your hands, Steven, this Hakunin's hands are like still on my head. Like I stood up and just kind of shook, and you're still kind of like holding his helmet, like from when you were beating his head against the floor.
So is it now our turn?
No, I still have one. Wait, you're right. Yes, sorry.
No, man, he stood up. So you're still holding his head.
Right.
This is
This
the epic headbutt.
You're right. Okay, your turn. Go.
Well, I'm still screaming in a clash, so you go ahead.
As in me?
Yeah.
Good, because I have an idea. If it stood up and I've got a hold of his head, then I have the ability to do damage to 2 people at once.
You did.
And so...
Okay. The problem is, just so you're clear, though, when I roll defense, I can add up my defenses against you. So, like, if he gets 1 success and he gets 1 success, together we can do a 2 block to you. Right. But if you only get 1 success, you can do that to both of us. So, like, you get double, all your damage is double.
Right.
So there's a risk inherent.
But right now's the time to do it because that dude only has 1 drama. You don't have any drama, though.
Right.
Now, how would my block come into effect? How would my...
The block means he can't take... No one can attack him right now. So he could just sit and build up drama if he wanted for himself because no one can attack him.
Right, but wouldn't that work in this as well? When he attacks them, wouldn't they not be able to hurt him back?
No, they can defend because he's
okay.
We couldn't make... I mean, otherwise that power would be a little too potent if they couldn't even defend.
So now basically they got to attack me to lose drama before they can attack me. Okay, gotcha.
So he could use your cover fire to start building up drama for himself, knowing he can't get attacked.
So the cover fire is me screaming and drawing attention right now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he does have a cool move. Steven's a good player. He might have a really cool move. I don't know.
It was going to be a cool move, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of building drama. Oh, shit. Well, any successes I get, I can use to build drama anyway if I wanted. Except if I'm attacking.
You can't.
Got to do move.
You can only build drama on moves.
Oh, that's right. On a move. That's right. Okay. Oh man, I'm so torn. Okay, I'm just.
You don't have any drama right now.
I'm just gonna do the thing I was going to do.
Okay.
Just because my character doesn't really think things through very well, and he actually
he gets 2 dice just for saying that.
Absolutely. So what I attempt to do is literally to take this guy's head, and I want to throw him against his brother.
You're going to use him as a lawn dart.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'd like to do.
Okay.
Especially since I feel, like, this dude's got my back again. I feel safe doing this, so I'm going to do something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, as far as what that plays to, maybe because it's so impulsive, maybe measure once, cut twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two people. I mean, we're being liberal here, right? Like we need to be like open about the traits. Like you're finding your character.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to explore.
Well, don't say maybe, right? Name it and claim it. I am playing to these traits. We'll tell you no if we think no, right?
I say yes.
Well, you would. Okay. Well, I think this is a rather furious move, and I think I'm playing against both of my old acquaintances.
Yeah.
So that's sort of where I think I.
And you're throwing them at me to protect me. Would it be strangers become friends?
Exactly.
Because he's holding me right now.
Sure.
Yeah, because that is what I'm trying to do, and I'm doing it because I feel safe. Because even though he's holding you, you're also covering me with fire somehow.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm screaming right now, and everyone's attention's on me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So this is the perfect opportunity to do that.
So this ability, cover fire, we're interpreting not so much as just cover fire, but like cover attention, right?
Yeah, everything.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
so
you're rolling. So you're pinging over here. If my ping worked, which it doesn't anymore.
Don't worry about it. I'm pulling it up right now.
I think that's 2 themes and then 2.
Right. Both traits.
Both traits.
And
so you're doing strangers become friends.
Yep.
You're doing the acquaintances one.
Yes.
And if we go down to your character, you're playing with both of your abilities. Is that what they're called? I keep forgetting. Traits. Traits. Both of your traits. But that measure once, cut twice gives you 2.
Right. Yeah. So he's rolling 5.
So I get 5.
And you're technically trying to attack both of them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
You could either like destroy them or get your ass handed to you.
Nope, they can't hurt it. Oh yeah, they can't. It's defending.
Because they're defending. Okay.
That's why I feel safe making such a rash move.
Do you want to roll? Do you want to roll yours first, just so we can like just know how pathetic it's going to be or how hard?
No. Wait. Let's see what you build up first.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I mean, it goes either way, right? There's 2 different arts to either way.
So right now you only have 1 drama to defend with.
Well, both of my guys, I have to come up with 2 moves right now.
Well, it's more of a combined move, aren't they? Because they're both involved.
No. Well, but they're both rolling separately. They're gonna roll. I'm gonna roll 2 pools right now.
Oh, okay.
So if he rolls a 10 and we both roll 9s, he does a 1 to both of us. If he rolls a 6, we both roll 8. I'm gonna do 1 2 block. Right?
So you want 2 different colored dice? Never mind.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, in a certain way.
I'm thinking tabletop. So all right. So how are you gonna build this up?
Okay. So Samat, the first guy who's getting grabbed and thrown, is gonna initially resist, right? So we'll say because he's so scared. I mean, the fact that he's like shaking and moving, you have to kind of like wrestle with him to like pull like a kind of like a flip or like whatever particular move you're gonna do. His physical sort of energy is resisting you.
So that's 1.
Right? Well, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to play 2 traits in turn. I'm gonna still just describe my action, I guess. But he's shaking and moving around and stuff. And then as soon as you go to move, I mean, he's like fully aware. He's gonna try to hit those hands off and come at it with his sword. I mean, that's like he's not playing around, right? He's back up, he's dusted off, and he's like, you trained me, like this is what I do, right? I'm not a martial artist, I'm a swordsman. So that's his defense. And I'll give him edge of knife, scattered, old acquaintance. I'm gonna go silence is broken too, since the last 4 turns he's been stuck under a thing getting mashed.
How is he getting edge of the knife?
I mean, I'm using my blade. I mean, it's pretty much the most literal thing imaginable.
Gotcha. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So super simple.
So it's both his traits. Silence is broken, and what else?
And the old acquaintance.
Okay. Cool.
Right. So just very simple 4.
Yep. What about the other guy?
And then so Tomas then will So then Tomas then is.
He's kind of preoccupied right now.
He totally is. It's true. Well, but his reach extends his grasp, right? So now that he's close to her, he actually can hold up his other hand. Like he's got the spear in her. He can actually like hold it. I mean, he can like kind of leave the spear and use his hands. His
He's
grasp.
always aware, is what you're saying.
Yeah, defending himself otherwise, right?
Okay.
And so I'm going to give him the old acquaintance and just the reach and extending his grasp.
And his drama point.
And his drama. So he's only got 3.
So he's got 3. Samat has 4.
Right.
So this, and this.
So you roll up your attack first, and I'm coming in quickly.
Roll your 5.
Nice. That's good.
Got a 9.
But if I get any 10, I'll beat him, right? So Samat first. No.
Oh.
That guy's getting pounded.
Okay.
Come on, low numbers.
Oh.
Okay, so taken together, though, like, we get 1. So you will do 1 damage to him, and I'll do 1 damage to you.
Okay.
Does everyone sort of...
So the way that works for everybody watching is the first guy was the 4 dice, which is Samat, the guy getting thrown. He has nothing. Right? And then the guy who had his pole out has a 10. So that 10 is a success.
Oh, he throws him back at you. You throw it, and he just throws him back. Or how about Samat is actually pretty cool. Samat, they're brothers. They have like a thing together. So Samat like puts his feet out. Tomas catches his feet, and he like kicks off it like Colossus throwing Wolverine.
See, I was thinking more of you can't see the attack, and the pole extends and hits him like as he's going by, and then you see the pole go out and hit him.
Ooh, okay. Well, I still want the pole inside your gut.
Oh, that's right. I thought you took that out by now, because now you said you were holding my head.
No.
You want to do a coup de grace, so how are you going to do a coup de grace if you still have your blade in my gut?
But I failed at that attempt, remember? I didn't actually succeed in that.
And you said you were pointing your pole at the other guy, so that pole is not in my gut anymore.
No, we're not. I didn't point it at him. I left it in you, because I failed at my attempt to coup de grace you. I failed.
No, but you called using his blade as reach.
No, I said it both his hands. He lets the blade go and uses both his hands.
I'm sorry.
Just stuck in him, just hanging there.
So wait, so that's 1 apiece. 1 damage apiece.
Yep.
Or you could create a condition.
I guess somebody could. It's true, but he's not going to create a condition against Samat because Samat has no drama. You don't need to worry about him, right?
Yep.
And so if I'm doing damage to him, he also has no drama. I don't need to worry about that.
Okay. So, oh man. All right.
So wait, Steven, you scribbled that, right? You just did that? Right.
All right.
So you still have a turn though, right?
I go.
Yeah.
So now he's hopefully preoccupied by all this stuff.
I say make a move to set up a goddamn condition and start destroying us.
Well, what I'm hoping is just to get numerous successes to set up a condition and shoot at the same time.
No, you're right. No, I agree. No, you're right. You're right. But the problem is
I have so much drama. It seems dumb for me not to do it.
Okay, I agree. It's like it's a math problem at that point, right? Like rolling.
I just know that right now I need to. He doesn't have a condition on me. We're just screaming at each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot the guy who's in front of me. Hell. I want the Samat guy gone because I really want the Street Sam to help me get rid of Tomas. And he's so focused on beating his old pupil. All right, I'm gonna try to shake off what's going on. I'm gonna take aim past Tomas and shoot his brother.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do Iron Maiden. I'm gonna do the Serve and Protect again to try to stop this combat.
Yep.
I'm going to do the let's see.
I think that strangers become friends.
Yep, strangers become friends. And I don't really know if acquaintances can be abused at all.
Maybe not in that one.
But I am going to go with End of a Long Day because it has been multiple terms that this guy has been controlling me.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh.
7. Yeah.
Nice.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 dice.
Right.
How would you like to defend, Mr. Samat, as I shoot you?
So the game, right? It's a narrative game. You're all being really story, but it's still tactically mechanical, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do the whole like I'm going to possess your mind thing again, right? That was.
No, I'm not attacking him. I'm attacking Samat.
Oh, okay.
I'm shooting him as he's flying through the air to protect the Sam.
Okay, excellent. That makes sense.
So Samat with no drama, what would you like to do?
Well, let's say, I mean, is he like in the air then?
I'm skeet shooting right now.
Yeah, because he's getting he's like the Wolverine style getting thrown. I'm gonna have him then. Okay, so he's like, schizophrenically involved in multiple things, both in this world and in other places.
He's literally getting ping-ponged right now.
Yeah, which I'm giving him scatter for that, just straight up. He's never attacked you yet. I'm going to have him finally, for the first time, put his actual attention on you, right? So he gets thrown, he hits and does damage to the samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's like, he flips and like does the cut move and lands, and your hail of gunfire is going on, you're doing the cover, you're pinging him out, and he finally turns to you, and this is the first time you make eye contact. He's missing an eye with his scar there, if you can see on the beautiful Photoshop rendering I did of our artist Ian Casimir's illustration there. And
Silence
he's now like finally then addressing you for the first time, and you're like, wait a minute, this guy is a fucking psycho. And like, wait, like this isn't just like, oh, here's a swordsman, I'm gonna end this. You're like, I get how he's like a force of nature in and of himself as well. Okay. And he's gonna run at the gunfire like straight at you with his sword, hop over the kind of broken pillar thing down, and like Wolverine his way towards you, disregarding his own safety.
So edge of the knife scattered, and silence is broken.
Yep.
So only 3 dice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it was, like...
No. That's good. I'm fine with that. Let's see what we get here, boys and girls.
Oh!
Die. Die.
Whoa.
All right, so I'm going to do a 2-pip wound to him.
That's so smart.
From the 10 to the 8. And then I'm going to set up my condition.
That's so smart.
Aiming.
So smart.
So I'm drawing line of fire on this guy.
Yeah.
Now my question is, by setting up that condition, do I automatically get the 2 damage?
No. That takes a whole turn.
Okay, so next time I could do that.
Yeah. On your next turn, you won't take a turn. You'll just say, "I'm doing my damage."
So people looking at this,
I'm
this is
doing
what
my
winning
damage.
looks like. So now my question is, after I've done that, and let's say next time I want to do damage to him, and I have that aim, can I still do actions, or does that special power cost me my action?
Yeah. So if you look at your power, it says automatically. I mean, I guess it should say like auto. To an extent, that is your turn.
So after Talis creates a line of sight condition, she can deal 2 damage.
Yeah. That is your whole turn. But you don't roll. It's automatic.
But it just says she can deal 2 damage to a target. Yeah. Since I set up that condition, does it do an additional 2 damage? Because that's what it sounds like.
No. Now that the condition is set up, now on any turn, you can just do 2 damage to him without rolling anything.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. 2
damage, which is huge. Cool. I mean, it's really good. The problem is
because you're not even rolling. You're just going take it. You can't defend it.
Right. Well, the problem is, though, right now I have 2 people, and I can roll moves just to get rid of that, right? My mission in life is to get rid of that, because if you...
I'm making them busy now.
No, you're totally right, because, I mean, I'm going to probably get rid of this, right? I'm going to roll 2 moves against 3, because if you hit that, I mean, you can ping right here, right? Like, Samat is almost dead.
I know. That's my game plan.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I'm going to do... I mean, I maybe didn't even need to write that. I'm going to do everything I can to get rid of that condition.
All right. So this is going to be a quick round for you.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to make it... I'll make that a move for Samat. So the edge of the knife, right? So the dude is always, like, 50% one way, 50% another, right? It's part of his, like, erratic behavior. So he, like, you really can't tell if he's dodging left or dodging right. Right? He's always, at any moment, could either split this way or split that way. Right? This edge of the knife.
You're going to play to scattered right now.
I'm playing to edge of the knife, and I'm just rolling a move, 1d10. If I get 3 or higher, I get rid of that condition, and I'm happy.
So when did things ever a 5 or an 8?
It'll have if Tomas would play to that voice in your head thing again, I'd be like, okay, come on, like,
You're playing the same card,
yeah. I make it 5. Or if you want to do something like really big, like if you wouldn't have had a gun with explosive bullets and you wanted to knock over the pillar,
it would have been harder to do.
I'd pull difficulty into that.
Do powers ever have a difficulty set to them?
Sort of, yeah. One of the powers, like Gadget, you always roll against 3. Some of them, like Reflex, will have those, yeah. And if you actually look over at that whale ability that Thomas has, the Tempest, his whale, when he uses it, it sets, like, if I want to affect a bunch of those conditions.
I see.
Like he could have used that line of sight sort of against you, because now you're aiming at his brother, right? He could have like taken a backstab because you were looking somewhere else, I guess. But if you look at his power there, it gives difficulties, right? So they are built in on some of them. All
right, so you're working on getting rid of this condition,
which I just did.
Damn it! Can I set it up multiple times?
You probably, I guess, maybe wouldn't at, on one turn. But yeah, you told. I mean, yeah, you're.
Well, I wonder if I could be like line of sight to Tomas, line of sight to Samat.
Yeah.
Get rid of both of them because I have 2 pistols.
Ooh, if you would have. Okay, so this is where actually it's not on these little tiles here. You do have like 3 equipment slots, and that's exactly what equipment does. All equipment does is give you narrative fuel to start doing badass shit.
Cool.
So if your equipment said 2 pistols, totally. If your equipment doesn't say that, then no.
Gotcha. Well, but I could do a pistol, and I could like pick up a rock.
You're right, but that's a bit. We wouldn't. I mean, that's like you only get like 3 slots, like like RPG style sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So like, if your equipment didn't say it, you wouldn't be able to do that. It's like one of those, the very, we try to keep
like pick open. Up a rock as a move action to have it, like spend action.
Sure, yeah, I guess you're right. If it's not part of your equipment, I mean, the thing is, like, we never want to make
it... carry it with you to the next scene is kind of what I was thinking.
If you put it in one of your 3 equipment slots, then yes, you could. Yeah.
But in a scene, you could just pick stuff up and use it. Like, I could
totally.
Swindle. All right, gotcha.
Cool. Okay, so we don't want it to be... I mean, there's other story games that are great and fantastic. People love them. Please play them. There's nothing wrong with any of these games. We're not being polemical or anything. But, like, you wouldn't... It's not just, as fluffy and as narrative as you can be, right? Like,
right. You're not. You got to have some crunch.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, what is? So Samat got rid of that, correct?
Yes.
So what is Tomas doing?
So he apparently doesn't have his halberd stuck in your gut. You've got 3. Okay, he can't attack the street samurai. Dang it, because of your covered fire.
Come on, bring it. I'm still protecting him.
Okay, he's gonna roll a move. He's gonna roll his acrobatics again. And I'm actually just looking here, and the rules I wrote are that he can only use them to create conditions. So he's going to roll and try to create 2. He's going to roll 2 dice and try to create 2 conditions here.
He can roll 2 dice.
So he's using acrobatics. Then, as soon as you turn, like, put your bead on his brother and actually fire and like put a nice bullet in his chest. Mm-hmm. This guy then is going to like do like a full-on like back, like 13 back, like little somersaults, and like kick off the top of a different pillar, and like kick himself out like over the battlefield and start like surveying the scene. And then I'll tell you what conditions he sets up after I decide if that lands or not, right? So I'm rolling 2d10 against 3. I get both of them.
GM is rolling like crazy.
I know, isn't it? Yeah, it's weird, right? So I'm pulling out this condition here. I'm going to cut and paste it so I can have 2 of them.
Okay.
And I'm putting a little text layer on the top here. And okay, so he's going to set up a condition of like he's like doing his ninja flips like up in the air.
Okay, so he's in the air.
Yeah. That's so a condition on the field is whether it's good or bad, right? It's neutral, anyone can use it. I'm going to attempt to use it for my benefit, right? But he's like doing it's like when you finally learn in Mario Brothers, like just always jump. Right?
Yep.
Like always be jumping. It's the best defense in any platformer.
Right.
He's like doing that on one. And then his other one if I can
cut and paste one.
Okay, I got it. His other one then is going to be.
So he's flipping through the air.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say. Back-to-back heroes. So he's like kind of pushing you guys so that you're not pinning them. They've got you in the middle between the two of them.
So we're rocking a hard place.
Yeah. But you can use that to your advantage, right? You can like then do the Wolverine thing and push off of somebody. Like all conditions are universal. It's about, creatively playing to them. It's not always just about.
Sure. They're just there. If I can find a way to use it, use it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's his turn.
Okay.
On Samat's turn, he cannot attack the Street Samurai.
He's already done. He already got rid of the condition.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Yeah, it's our turn. See,
wait. Yes, you're right.
I sucked up his turn.
Yep.
Yeah,
go for it.
That's what happens.
That's what happened.
All right. I'll tell you what. You and I working together right now. Do you want to try to do 1 damage to Samat, and then I will just shoot him and end him?
You can't. I got rid of that condition.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, we gotta empty rock in a hard place. Let's get rid of the weakest link. I say we take down Samat.
Yeah, that's where my focus has been all
It's time
along.
to do the whole strangers become friends and end this long day.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Do you intend to take the lead here?
Yeah, you know what? I will. I am going to do the serve and protect since we are now back to back because they've put us literally back to back.
Which is sort of an ideal place for us to be.
What's that?
It's sort of an ideal place for us to be.
Right, and I'm going to do the spinning kneel and come down on a knee with my gun. I'm going to take aim at Samat saying this is all on a day's work. It's time to go home.
Right.
I'm going to do the strangers become friends, him and I together.
Yep.
I'm going to do the end of a long day because I'm tired of this crap. This is the first time I have spoken.
Other than screaming.
But I'm talking to this guy. I'm calling him out.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going to do Silence is Broken, and then I'm actually going to play the Acquaintance Be Forgotten because I am ending this motherfucker.
Ooh, okay.
He can go away. No, you won't have to worry about him anymore. You can then focus on Tomas. I am going to kill this guy.
I'll
give you a bingo. I'll give you everything you roll in 9.
I'm calling out. Now, you can't play the conditions, though, right? They don't add to your stuff.
No, so you could trigger... Okay, so you could... If you can accidentally trigger them and lose dice for yourself.
Is there any positive way to use them for you, though? Like, we're back to back right now?
No, they're landmines. They're only penalties.
Conditions are penalties. Got you. Red, bad. So that's 4.
If you would have said, like, I jump on Tomas and, like, hold him down and blah, 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 I would have made you lose a drama token because you accidentally triggered this aerial Tomas, right? Like.
Okay. So
if you're playing, you'll
really. I'm not doing the back-to-back condition right now. Then.
Right.
Hopefully, what happens is I have enough successes to kill this guy and maybe get rid of it.
You're rolling 9 dice.
Well, and hold on. So let's serve and protect.
You had everything.
And Iron Maiden is going to be me finally getting my resolve back together after everything.
Yeah. No, you're rolling everything. You played to everything. You have a full-on bingo.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
That's
9.
ridiculous.
I don't know how often that happens.
I mean, it's not. But all I need to roll. All I need to roll is 110, right? I could just roll 1 die and roll a 10, and then we clash.
Yeah, but you could also roll it too.
I know it's true. It's true. I mean, I'm nervous. I'm just saying.
So, how would you like to defend against me ending your existence?
Well, all you're really doing is pointing a gun at me and shooting, like,
and calling you out. And you know what? Every time I said I'm going to do something to him, I have done it. So he should be intimidated.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I'm going to go for the strangers become friends. You're right. I've gotten to know you. I think by this point.
Yeah, you know that I am your bane.
I respect your ability as a person. He is going to then, still doing his juke maneuver. He just came at you and like broke your line of sight. So you have to just like you had it aimed and he like dodged and ducked and moved, and he's still running at you. This is like so he's still coming at you, and you're trying to recalibrate and get that shot off before he actually hits you with that knife.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll in the same thing I did last time, just 3.
Okay. You ready?
He's basically just like extending the same, rolling at you.
Bring it.
Shoot, 2 9s and a 10. No!
Dead.
Wow.
Dead. So here's how this is going to go. His highest is a 7. I have a 10. I have a 9. Another 9. So I have 3 successes.
That's all it takes to kill him.
Now,
That's enough to do him in.
question though, you guys. I could 2 him and then turn and aim at Tomas and draw a line of sight again.
You could, yes.
Or do you want me just to murder this guy? You know what? I called him out. I am just downing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2,
I think that's the wise
and
thing to
1,
do.
and you are dead.
Yep.
Here, let me help you with this.
They have one of those things, right?
I got this. Don't worry. You, sir, are dead.
Wait, no, but we have that. Roll 20, wait. Roll 20, where are you?
I don't know. That was satisfying. Here, I can make this really realistic, too. Put some bullet holes in him. There you go. I put some bullet holes in him, too.
Bullet holes! The size of a
And this is filled. And this is filled.
Yeah.
Dead. Now what? And then I'm going to turn, just for dramatic flair, I'm going to turn and aim my gun at Tomas. And I'm going to say it's up to you now and kind of tap the Street Sam.
Yeah.
So, Street Sam,
Your
what
turn.
are you doing?
If you score 6 successes, you can kill him on this turn. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah, it's really likely. Okay, so I had all this energy built up to do a final blow to Samat. But Samat's gone. And so even though he's been my focus the whole time, I just turn all of that ridiculous rage on Tomas, right?
Cool.
And so even though the end of the long day and lest old acquaintances be forgot and all of that stuff, I had built up this dramatic energy toward one guy. I just divert it because my guy doesn't think any differently, right?
Yeah.
And so, okay, wait a second. We were back to back, and my buddy turns and kneels and shoots like beside me, right?
Okay.
So that's the position we're in.
Sure.
Okay.
It's
So-
kind of like those old Boris Vallejo ones, where like the girl's at the legs shooting and the guy standing up and like has his swords out.
Yeah.
Or Archer, if anyone watches Archer.
Yeah.
Right. But Tomas isn't particularly close to us.
No, he's flying through the air.
Yeah.
Oh, he's flying through the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Ariel Thomas up.
He's like kicking from pillar to pillar, like above you.
Oh, that's right. Ariel Tomas. That's right.
And he can't attack you because of that cover fire. So he can defend, but you're safe.
I don't have cover fire up anymore. Oh yeah, I do, because I have the 3 pips still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm better than you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? When Samat dies, actually, I don't redirect any of that. The largest part of my passion is gone, and I just
Build drama, buddy. Build drama.
Yeah, I decide not to attack, and I just do a move. My goal being to build drama, and
You reflect on that long relationship?
No, you should go cut off that guy's head. Just whoosh, cut his head off and stare at Tomas flying through the air.
That's kind of brilliant. Even though Samat is dead, I just attack his corpse anyway.
Sure.
That's totally in keeping with my character.
Career higher.
Yeah.
Cut his head off, build some drama. Stick it through him and lift him off the ground.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drama point for you. Let's build up this momentum.
Yeah. I think that makes more sense than anything else.
Yeah.
All right, Tomas, what do you want to do? 2-on-1.
I know. So he reels back, kind of his brother's life flashes before his eyes, and he's kind of choked up a little bit because of this.
Is it conditioned crying?
Oh my God! His brother's mind, the thousand voices. His brother kind of moves into his head and almost possesses him. Now there's two. He's of 2 minds now. After the dude dies, and he's like kind of going a little bonkers.
No,
I'm gonna have him bend down and pick up his brother's sword, like drop his spear, or let's say maybe it was sort of in you, near you. He goes and picks up his brother's sword, and he's like kind of like half possessed.
So is he losing aerial condition?
Hold on a second. Yeah, well, the thing is, I accidentally just bumped it, so I lose my token.
So lose that drama point.
But that's how those conditions work, right? That's really good. I did that on purpose.
No,
like,
you didn't. You just screwed yourself.
But like that's the point, right? If you inadvertently do something, that's why you want like 7 of them, and you always.
That should be a house rule where it's like, oh, by the way, you said it, so.
No, that's how. I mean, that's how you should do it. That's how.
That's
words
awesome.
should be important, right? Yeah. So he drops down. Well, this condition's still in effect, right? So he still is aerial. The thing is now this is that translation part or interpretation part of the rules, right? So he drops down, grabs the sword from the guy, and he's going to do a cutting motion when he jumps back upwards into the air, right?
Okay.
So he's then cutting at you. He's possessed with his brother. He's like launching. He's like moving, like zipping around. Grabs the sword and then zips up at you. So he loses the token for dropping to the ground, but he still has both his traits. And I'm going to give him the old acquaintance.
All right, so let me show people what we're using here again. So after your description, right now we are using. Now, so since he dropped his blade and picked up his, does he now gain the edge of the knife instead of his reach extends?
No, we're not that liberal with swapping traits.
Oh, I didn't mean to put a red dot on him.
Okay, but does that mean he can do the reach extend with this other weapon?
Yeah, the reach extend is his personality. I mean, it's like his trait. It's not attached to the weapon at all.
It's more like a magical thing he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I just see him like being really fast. All right, so he's using reach extend as grasp, right?
Yes.
Man of 1,000 voices because he's hearing two people.
Yes.
And what else were you calling to on themes?
Just the old acquaintance, because now he's like living both of these. His oldest acquaintance is his twin brother, who's now inside his head.
But he lost a drama token because he called on the air thing because he had to come out of the air to get the sword and go back up.
Right.
All right, so you're rolling 3.
Right.
Who is he attacking?
I'm attacking the gunner. You.
Oh, he has to attack me.
Yeah, I can't attack him because you have the goddamn cover fire.
He has to attack me because I have cover fire. Bring it. I am wounded, though. I mean, this could be bad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's going to be worse because there's not 9 tokens here. You're not going to be able to heal. No matter how much downtime, if your character said 3 years later I go to fight, you still have that wound.
It's like a severe wound until, or I could seek magical healing somewhere.
You can't
be like the next
inside a circle. There's no out of scene, out of combat like narrative heal.
No. I'm saying like one of the next things could be like we're going to find a healer and he has to learn about my wounds. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so with that said, I obviously have 3 drama to start. He jumped off the ground to slash at me.
Yeah.
Since I am out in front of him, I'm going to use the Serve and Protect to take that wound because I don't want him to attack Samurai. He's coming at me. Iron Maiden because even if I get wounded, I show no pain.
Sure.
And then it's not. We're not becoming friends. We are old acquaintances, though, because he was messing with my head.
Okay.
I'm going to go with End of a Long Day because we're down to the last guy.
I'm not going to give you that. I mean, you've done that one like 3 times in a row now, and it's not ended yet, so...
What, End of a Long Day? Not for this, I haven't. I said it's the last guy. It's End of a Long Day.
Okay, no, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, that makes sense.
It's not like a call thing. So this is like I'm tired, I've been beaten, I'm severely wounded, and I'm mustering the last of my strength to hold myself together during these final bouts.
So you're rolling 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. And we'll see if I even am successful. So you had how many? 3?
Oh gosh, and I have a terrible roll.
I have an 8.
Yours is pretty bad too.
I have an 8 and a 7. That beats yours.
Yeah.
So I got 2.
Yeah.
So what I think I want to do is I want to do 1 pip to him, and I want to draw an aim on him.
Nice. Smart.
So the condition card, aim at Tomas.
I'm not gonna write it yet. I'm gonna give him a roll 1d10. I gotta get 5 or higher to get rid of it.
how does he get to do? Oh, it's a samurai's turn.
Oh shit!
Yeah. No, it's a samurai's turn.
Well, he's not going to use it. I'm just going to make this condition, and I'm going to get rid of it. I just feel...
You may not, though. What if you roll a 1? So
I know. Well, I was just going to do that really fast to, like, you know what I mean? I was going to...
Nope. Just where the blank for now is, just type it over top of that.
That's what I'm doing.
Samurai, what would you like to do since I've hurt this guy? Are you done playing with the dead body of his brother?
Yeah. No. I mean, I reckon I've mutilated him sufficiently. Or at least I've mutilated dramatically.
Yes, dramatically.
And so I think the only theme I can genuinely play to here is old acquaintances, because I'm switching from one person to another. This relationship is very different. I don't necessarily have bad feelings toward this kid, but I have to kill whoever.
Yeah,
we need to leave.
Yeah,
so that's sort of what I'm thinking is. That and okay, wait a second. Is he still in the air?
Yes.
Holy crap!
Well, he's kicking around. He's like kicking off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, all I try to do is I try to time his next pounce.
That's smart. If you were gonna move, I'd have taken away your token because you're back to back.
Yeah.
But you're not moving. You're waiting. It's really smart.
Are you gonna do a move to try to get rid of his aerial condition?
Well,
or
either
are you
way,
gonna do an attack and try to get rid of the aerial condition.
Yeah, I'm just going to attack, and then based on what happens, we figure out what drama actually occurs, right?
Nice. Yeah.
But generally speaking, I'm just trying to time out his next jump, and then just give him both swords at whatever body part comes near me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to me, that gets both your traits. That gets the old acquaintance and the end of a long day.
That gets me both traits?
So you're rolling 6.
How does that count? I mean, how did I get Sound of the Furious?
I guess to me it seemed like okay, maybe you're calculating. Well, shoot. If you're calculating and waiting, you don't get measure once. So you're right. You don't get any of those. You get 1 token and 2 themes.
I guess I was leaning toward the cut twice end of that rather than the measure once. But yeah.
Well, no, he is measuring once because he's waiting.
But that's he's calibrating and calculating.
He's not measuring once.
Hold on.
Twice. Be
Literally,
smart.
In this entire battle, this is the first time I've measured anything. This is
okay. That one artistically makes sense. That's good.
He's recentering himself.
That makes sense. No, that's good. I've always measured 0 and cut twice.
But I don't think Sound of the Furious fits.
Okay. No, you're right. You're right. So 5.
Yeah. I think 5 is more reasonable.
And he had 3, right?
He hasn't done anything yet. I'm defending.
Oh, okay.
So he then, as he's kicking around, then he speaks with Samat's voice because he's like possessed now, and he's dodging forward. Like, if I can't do it with my own body, I'll do it with his. And he's coming at you with the sword. And I'm gonna give him then silence is broken. You hear he's like speaking through this other voice, and it's like the dead man talking again. I'm gonna give him less old acquaintance, because he will not be forgotten. He's still persisting inside his other state. I'm going to give him End of a Long Day. This is the last time he will speak. This is his last hurrah before his spirit fades. And I'm going to give him the 1,000 Voices and the Grasping and Reaching. So 5 play 2s, no drama tokens.
Okay. Boom!
Oh. Damn you!
Boom! All right.
Do you want to damage him once, or do you want to destroy the condition of jumping around?
Yeah, I think I just knock him to the ground.
Yeah.
So the condition of aerial is gone.
And I mean, because we're back to back, and I didn't really go anywhere, I basically knocked him to the ground.
Right next to us, making my line of sight really easy.
So it's my turn?
Yep.
He's going to make a move. I'm going to say 5 or higher. Let's play to his reaching, saying grasp. He's going to try to grab your gun and just pull it out of your hand.
He's trying to disarm me?
Sure. I'm going to go against a difficulty
Well,
of 5.
wouldn't be disarming me, because that's two different things. Are you just trying to break my line of sight, or are you trying to take my gun?
True. No, you're totally right. You're totally right. Well,
because taking my gun would be a condition.
You're right, but I don't know. I don't get a success yet, so I don't know what I'm doing, right? That's his maneuver. He gets the success. The result of it, yeah, is getting rid of this line of sight. But you're right. He wasn't...
So he knocks my hand out of the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it always is, though, right? Like, you know, you're attempting a physical maneuver, and then we, like, you know, negotiate it after the roll.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's your turn again. Feel free to destroy him.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's close to us now. Why don't you go first?
Right. Okay. I hadn't really considered that. I figured you would do this, but that's okay.
You might play to more themes if you shot him first and then he went in for the tiny little kill shot, but...
Okay, well then, fine, I'll take it.
More dice on his roll.
Cool. So when he knocks my hand out of the way, I got this. He knocks my hand out of the way, so the gun comes back, right?
Yeah.
But being that I am made to do this stuff, I'm gonna protect and serve and bring myself together. So he knocks it out of the way. I'm gonna swing back down with the pistol as hard as I can, trying to club him between the eyes to knock that
pistol whip.
Yeah, pistol whipping to get rid of that Samat voice in his head. Be like, "There's only one of you." Boom. Yeah. And I'm tired of hearing his voice. Boom. And I'm gonna silence you. And I'm trying my best to keep him knocked back to the Tamat state.
Yeah.
And he's on the ground because that dude just knocked him out of the sky.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my best to beat him down.
Yeah. That's both traits. Silence is broken, end of a long day, and 3 tokens. You're rolling 7. That's
right, what are you going to do to defend?
He is going to hold the gun and attempt to, like, not let you beat him down. And I will
so
2. 1 for end of a long day, and 1 for reaching and grasping.
Eat it.
Damn
you. Roll 10. You better roll 10.
No! 4 damage!
All right. So there's a couple things here. I could just get him near death and you could finish him off.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm just doing straight 4 damages. I'm just bludgeoning this dude.
You break his nose.
I mean, you probably cause a concussion if that's what happens here.
Oh, I could do 2 and then do the condition blinded by his own blood.
You could.
But I think I'm going to do 4 because I have faith that the samurai can finish this.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any drama.
I roll 4 and 8. I just rolled my roll. My defense is the same thing for you. I rolled a 4 and an 8.
Yeah, I mean...
For those that are... Here's what the screen looks like now after the ass beatery. This dude's got next to nothing over here. Like, look at this. Murder. And he can't attack you. It doesn't matter because he's getting beaten yet again, holding his interest on me.
Yeah, but I rolled my defense. I'm doing the same thing. Reaching and grasping, end of long day.
Especially since Captain Talus was trying to pistol whip the brother out of his mind.
Yes.
Right? I think that that sort of the brother escaping the mind. I don't know. Am I sensitive to that? Who knows? I'm just.
Yeah, probably.
Let's say something like that.
Maybe I dropped the sword, right?
What's that?
I dropped the sword. I mean, this is the same place you've all been fighting. My spear and my sword are both on the ground. My defense is you see me shoot back and grab the spear.
Right.
You know full well that he's gone.
And I think what I'd like to do is cross my blades and try to do the brilliant decapitation final move.
So that's definitely end of a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the acquaintance is now being forgotten, so we'll have 2 themes, double trait for 4, and your token for 5.
And we're still back to back, so no condition problem there.
Right.
All right.
Like
Come on, you just need a 9. 9 or 10. 9 or 10. Yeah!
1-9, he's dead.
That's it?
And this is where we get the fuck out of Dodge.
And normally this fight, like I think if I were doing it at a con, there would have been like a self-destruct obstacle that you'd be fighting against too.
Like a timer or something.
Yeah, and also I have like a little thing just as a game master. Whenever anyone deals a 3, I always like throw out like a wild card, and like the ceiling collapses, 2 more people show up, like you find
Deals a 3. What do you mean? Oh, like 3 points of damage?
Yeah, because those are like that's like when when Frodo gets hit with the spear against the troll, and you're like, holy shit, maybe he's dead. Like anytime someone does a 3 wound, it's like a big deal. So I always throw in like a cutscene. So I would have shaken up stuff, either made the detonation go off, and now you're fighting outside, like all new conditions. Like I would have done stuff to
cool.
It up after a 3-fer.
Cool. So everything shifts. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anytime someone deals a 3, I always do like a little cutscene.
So we'll definitely split this video up a little bit because I think we went like 240. I will say this system is awesome. It seems like it could be really fast. And this was a combat scenario. I'm assuming you can do really good diplomatic arguments with this stuff
awesome.
as well.
There's a great the second module that is part of the Kickstarter for retail packets and things like that. It's going to come out in Christmas. It has like a mystery, and really what you try to do is like you figure out these conditions you can't roll for. You have to like learn them through role playing. So like you learn that some guy is like having an affair with some other guy. That's a new condition now you can play to, and it can't get erased because it's like a fact of nature sort of deal. And so
hard conditions.
Yeah, you're like learning these like meta conditions that you can then use in fights. You can use it like the banquet dinner. You can get all political and like sort of
I'm assuming too you can, as like if you're an investigator, you can try to get people to mention that condition to lose drama to get them to reveal secrets. Exactly. So like if you have a big list, it's like if they're down to this amount of drama.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I know a lot of people, they don't like mechanics being involved in role playing. And it's really not that, right? Your condition is a narrative effect. So when you do something cool like, this guy's afraid of me now, you write down the condition, this guy's afraid of me. If, like, a month later he tries to attack you, you're like, wait a minute, there's still this condition here.
Yeah, you tag it to that guy with a paperclip, like, oh, no, remember you're afraid of him. Yeah. Also, the thing that's awesome about it is, while it is a mechanic for role-playing, it's only brought into effect if it's role-played out first, because it really takes that initial momentum of, oh, by the way, wait a minute, I never mentioned that guy's name, and you're like, shit, I can't believe I said that I wasn't supposed to. And it works really well for that. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. So, have you guys ran any long-term games with this before? Like long campaigns? We've
had 2. I mean, actually, like the newest one is a conversion of an old Early Dark game. I had some newbie gamers that really loved Early Dark. They loved the world. We played for a few months. I mean, I guess almost a year, but we only played like 6 or 7 times. And we're now in the process of turning that into these rules because someone's like young daughter wants to play. And so we're kind of expanding that group, and we're going to use these rules. So I'm creating like an Early Dark realm for Fantaji, which is really great so far.
So we finished the scenario, and you guys are, you have other scenarios you're doing that with, and you're converting over. And you say you could do long-term things. How do I get better as a player?
Yeah, so, you are a very good host. Okay, so the end of this round now, as the game master now, the only thing I do, I adjudicate the difficulties, and then now I pass out these themes. So, like you guys win these themes. So now, if I go into, like, Strangers Become Friends, because you did so much cover fire, and, like, did so well on, like, protecting him, I take this theme card and give it to you. That's like an experience point.
Okay, so I got 1 point there.
Yeah. I'm going to give the old acquaintance, he's, like slaughtered the old kid. I'll just give 2 and 2, right? He'll get the old acquaintance, and you'll get the silence is broken, and maybe he'll get the end of a long day or something, right? So you both get 2. Once you get 4, you get, your first trait or another power or more health or stuff like that.
And can you also unlock, like, extra equipment slots?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, everything.
Nice. So basically, anything inside your character sheet, can you get more health?
Yep. Yeah. If you save up 4 themes and use them, you get 2 more 1 blocks, I think.
And can you convert 1 blocks to 2 blocks or 3 blocks?
The next level is another 2 block. It kind of goes in order.
Oh, okay, cool. So you kind of build them up.
Yeah.
And you get tougher as you play. You
get more traits. Usually when you get 4, people buy a new power. And then they
you want something new to do.
Yeah.
Are the traits more expensive than powers?
Nope. It goes by the law of squares. So it costs 4 themes to get your first trait, your first power, your first health. It then costs 9 themes to get your second trait, your second power, your second health. It then costs 16 themes to get your third trait, your third. So.
And then on the back of these sheets, is there kind of like an experience tracker or something for people?
You write down what themes you've earned, or you just keep the cards paperclip to your character sheet.
Okay, gotcha. That's pretty sweet. And are you guys doing anything for the realms where is there downtime? Like, can I spend themes to buy like a house or buy like a training facility?
Yeah, there's a mechanic called boons. Okay. Like, you're granted boons. You have to be in a situation where someone has the power to do that. So you could say, I'm in a market. There are market forces that allow me to do that. And
so, like, when we got done with the fight and we left here, obviously I couldn't do it here. But I could say, spend boons and take one of their weapons.
No. A boon, it's all out of combat. You use a theme to get meta stuff, like you said, to get a house.
Okay, so we leave here. We're escaping. We're getting paid.
Well, okay, well, wait. So what happens? Okay, wait. So wait, you've got 4 drama tokens.
Yep.
To heal with. What do you want to heal?
Oh, Jesus. We only have 4. I can't heal anything. I need 9.
Right. You can heal his 2 block. That'd be smart.
Heal his 2 block.
Right. You heal his 2 block. You both have 2 themes. Now the downtime can last as long as you want, but you can't change your character in that downtime.
So I'm still wounded, nursing it, so on and so forth. I got a big wound.
Right.
And then I could do something along the lines of, like, well, he's getting paid money.
Right.
We're obviously a pretty good team. And I would... Maybe I have another job I have to do or something. We could do stuff, but how much does a boon cost? How many themes do they cost?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's a little bit of like a meta mechanic that's only in one of the mods. Like, it's not in the default rules. But like, the game master would do stuff to say, like, if you want the cool house, it's going to cost you a theme. Right now, you probably wouldn't want to do that.
No, well, I can't even buy anything right now. It's only 2. We continue on to our next adventure.
Exactly. But once it costs you like 25 themes to get your next upgrade. You know, like
sometimes you're buying boons in between. Then that's pretty awesome. I could see some crazy.
And the cool thing is too. So when you want to get a new trait, you build a trait that reflects those 4 themes.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, yeah. So if you got, which one did you get? Right. Like, you got the.
If you highlight those and push the front, they'll go in front of the character sheet.
Well, they're on different layers, right?
Oh. Well, highlight them, right-click them, and.
Yeah.
Let's separate them so I can. There you go. That's all you had to do. And separate them, or whatever other one you gave me. You gave me Silence is Broken as well, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because I took the first shot. So with those 2, Strangers Become Friends and Silence is Broken, I would have to get 2 more themes, and then I would build a trait based around those themes.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
So it's always got that narrative feel to it, right?
So you're learning from your experiences.
Yeah. And so if you want to unlock a new power, you would find a power that like somehow plays to these. And actually the way we do it is called milestones. You actually create a milestone based on your themes, and then that gives you the new power, the new trait. You get to like narrate a little mini cutscene that gives you new resistance, new power, new trait, whatever. Nice. Okay.
But is there ever ways to heal out of combat? Like if it's a long time frame, can you?
I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't. There wouldn't. There's no point for that, right? Like
if we take a year of downtime,
then that's like then he hit you. He like broke 6 of your ribs, and it's like a wound. It's like you're limping.
Could I buy with a boon? Could I buy a healing spa?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess the thing that I would.
So it's very GM oriented. Like if it's a long-term time frame, it's not a permanent damage. Your GM might let you heal. It's really GM oriented.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
the idea is you're scarred and wounded. Like
the default rules would say until you plan a scene out, it might not have to be combat.
You could just be an actual scene. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Or I go see like a herbalist in the middle of nowhere. Nice. All right. I like it. That's pretty freaking.
But then
awesome.
I would make you roll. Like if you wanted to try, if you're like, okay, I need 9 drama tokens.
It'd be a small negotiation scene or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd make you roll like fighting the fever or whatever, and he's like performing surgery, and you're rolling to try to gain more drama before a time limit.
Oh,
and if you fail, I'll like do 1 more damage, and if you succeed, you can heal it. You know what I mean?
You could do that scene in like 5-10 minutes really quickly.
Yeah.
But what I like about people are assisting with you and stuff.
Right. But you really because it's such a narratively free game and kind of is influenced by a lot of like the LARP, the storytelling. Like, because we have a lot of theatrics, we have to really be true to respect the mechanics that are there. You know.
Sure.
So it's like never do the whole hand wave. Okay, you're healed.
No.
It's like, no, the game has a lot of hand waving. So if anything is written down, you then really
kind of stick to it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so let's we'll close this up. I just got a couple questions then, and you guys gotta do this. So when's your Kickstarter end?
June 12th, Thursday at 7 p.m.
You've already hit your goal, right?
We have. We're on the third stretch goal. We just hit 5,000.
Okay.
We unlocked a mini DM screen that has art on the front, and every single power in the game is written on the back for the GM.
Is it actually mini or is it gigantic then?
What's that?
Is it really small or is it actually big?
It's small. It's like 4.5 inches tall and 16 inches wide.
Oh, so it's a real shorty, so you can see over it.
Yeah. Well, because
Nice.
it's not there to like hide notes. It's there for you to like keep your tiles separate and keep your drama tokens separate, so it doesn't.
Nice. So you can kind of clip them on them.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then the back of it fits all the powers, so that when you're writing down index cards, you don't have to write out what all the powers are. You can just write spite, reflex, aim,
Gotcha.
heavy, and there's always sort of a reference there.
I could see taking the themes and paper clipping them to the front of the screen so the
Totally.
players can see them at all time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Or making the front dry erase so you can write them on there.
Well, the cool thing is all of these tiles are dry erase.
Oh, really?
Every tile you buy is just automatically dry erase.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, they have a gloss cover. I wrote up on all of the ones that we have already printed. I left them overnight, and I can still just wipe them off with a paper towel.
Awesome. So so you got, I don't know what that thumping noise is. So you have the Kickstarter on the 12th. You're going for your stretch goal for the mini GM screen.
We hit that one. Now we're going for a full 3 chapters of the game out for free for everyone.
And then isn't that stretch goal also a other realm as well?
Yeah. Well, the 5,000 one, I mean, we unlocked the Kaiju realm, which is awesome. So you and I can talk about that. We can have.
We'll do a separate one on that. Tentatively, it's going to be called War Paint. That's what
Okay.
it's currently
Okay.
being done as. Maybe we'll do a talk about that later this week.
Yeah, sure. And then the next one is opening the three chapters to get out there as a preview.
Okay.
We really want to hit 10,000. It seems a little, we go. I mean, it's always ups and downs depending on stuff like this exposure. You really can't predict things. But I'd love to be able to just get every book like a gorgeous hardcover. Right? We have print partners. But right now they're being printed on offset machines. It's like a digital print, so there's no minimum print run, but it's not like print on demand toner. These are real offset machines, so it's going to be a gorgeous book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know how you found that. That's pretty
It's
amazing.
a local printer in Austin, and I give them the files. I don't pay any shipping. They can print
is
a
killer.
copy that day. I go there at 9 a.m. I give them a copy. I get my proof the same day.
Wow, that's props to whoever that guy is. That is
So
amazing.
that's why I want to hit 6,000, so I can have this 3-chapter mini thing sort of printed, and I can show everyone the book. But
Cool.
I can't commit to that print method till we hit 6,000, and then if we hit 10,000, we can go maybe potentially there. We can start talking hardcover with another print partner we have in Chicago.
So the mini DM screen, you basically unlocked it as an add-on you can buy, right?
No. Everyone will get that. I mean, we can print them for relatively cheap. We only had a $3,400 aim. Like, our aim was really small because we're doing this, one-off, no minimum print run.
Okay.
We were going to use Drive-Thru-RPG, which is, great, and they do color. But now we have an actual great offset print machine in Austin. So, I mean, it's perfect.
Okay, so the mini GM screens, those ship with everybody now once you hit the 5,000.
Well, anyone who's gamer level and higher. You've got to pledge
gamer level and higher. Okay, that's what I was asking. Is it also an add-on? Can people buy it if they want?
I guess we haven't. I mean, the problem is the smaller settings, like the starter set and the player set, when you buy hard copies, those are being printed and mailed media mail. And that's why they're cheaper the way they are, because we're going to use a bubble mailer with a a cardstock insert to mail that.
Okay.
If we put the DM screen in it, the post office just wouldn't fly with calling it media mail.
Gotcha.
So we're kind of limited. I can hide, some tiles inside the book, but I've had many conversations, especially here in Austin. I go to the Hyde Park post office on Speedway. They all know us. We mail out books every week when people buy, Early Dark online.
Are people going to be able to buy it separate later on? Like, hey, I want to order a GM screen?
Sure. I mean, we'll put it on our website. Sure. I imagine it'd be something like $9 though. I mean, just
that's who gives a shit. That's not bad.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the handle. It costs more for me to dig through a box, go to the warehouse, pick out the stuff, wrap it in plastic. Like, that literally costs more than the DM screen, right?
I know.
It's the wonders of manufacturing.
Yeah, I don't know, wonders. And then So you've done that. Your next screen, you're ending the 12th. What else I was going to ask? Why don't you mention some of the other authors that are going to be brought on board if you hit certain stretch goals?
Yeah, well, I mean, the main one we have now, I mean, Brandon Hodge of like Rasputin Must Die fame and like OGL stuff lives in Austin. We met actually during the Early Dark campaign, but we hang out at Gen Con. He's a great guy. He owns some local businesses here in Austin too. He's a very successful sort of
top candy shop.
Yeah, like up top sort of type A guy, which is, I mean, he's just he's a very creative force. And so we're talking with him. We threw some ideas out. I don't know if he wants to like do all the writing for that. I mean, I imagine he'll do like story by. But we know we're still talking. I mean, the thing is now just trying to get like up over 6, 7, 8,000, and then I'll be talking to all the freelance guys at Paizo, all the freelance writers that we hang out with at Gen Con and stuff.
Nice.
We've all sent emails back and forth, but I haven't tried roping them in until we see the kind of like momentum pull up.
Right. And then you also talked about there's going to be tile packs as well.
Yeah, which they're fantastic. I mean, the quality of these things is absolutely amazing. Like the one you have there is like a regular Vistaprint postcard. The stuff that we're actually printing for this are way, way better than that.
Actual thick cardstock.
They're gorgeous. Well, I mean, they're not even thick. I mean, they're like this. I mean, it's just a beautiful matte finish. It's thicker than that. It's also like flatter. It doesn't have that bend because it hasn't been like heat pressed through a roll.
Right.
It's just gorgeous.
So when are those available?
Well, they're actually showing up at my house on Monday. So
you already have them. People can already get them.
Well, I guess we're taking them to A-Con with us. So.
But you were talking about there being maybe some other packs too, like.
Oh yeah, well we have the deluxe backer gets like a full deck of 50 that will have themes, conditions, locations, like extra artifacts people can have, like stuff like that. There's gonna be a whole deck of 50 tiles.
Cool.
Which is awesome.
And then you guys are also talking about you guys are doing like a trick or trait right now.
Yeah, the contests have been really great. We've had 2 of them so far. We've got really good feedback. We're gonna do like 2 a week, and I put up a tile that's like half finished.
Okay.
And then you come up with traits, you come up with powers, you kind of like figure out what you'd want to do to attack this monster, and then we just give you guys free tiles. Like we're giving out these Samat and Tamas cards.
Nice.
We're giving out dice. We're giving out T-shirts. Like
nice.
Yeah, a lot to keep people involved. I mean, the thing with the Kickstarter is like I've backed like well over 20 campaigns. Like some of the campaigns you really follow, and some of them are like, hey, I bought that video game. Like I don't care, and you never read their updates, right?
Right.
We really want people to be like, hey, like this game is sort of yours. We're an indie company. There's 4 of us here.
You are a community.
Yeah. Everything you do, we can account for, right? Like,
cool.
So we really want to keep people involved. Just because that's what we do, right? I mean, it's easy. It's more fun that way to have a big community around it.
Well, I gotta thank you guys for coming on board, Stephen, for coming and helping us run this since you're a little more experienced at it than I am. The game is awesome. I backed it already. I usually don't have things on kick it on R&R unless I've backed it or I'm really interested in backing it. We'll probably do some more talks with Calvin here before the end of this thing. Maybe a little bit about the Kaiju setting Warpaint. And then other than that, guys, it was awesome. It's a lot of fun, and the momentum keeps people involved. I guess I compare it to miniature games. Instead of having the turns of you go, I go, you go, I go, you are constantly involved in this and having to be aware. Because if you miss something, you might say a condition and lose yourself a drama point. So it really keeps people involved.
And this
genius.
Like the way, even this campaign here, again, it was just one little encounter that was great, and we got to play off of things and build the past. Like I've done one-offs where we played like a little like 13th Warrior style, like Persians and Vikings sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And at the end of it, everyone just like sat there in silence for like 15 minutes because it just played out this like it was like a 3-hour movie and a 3-hour game, even though it was a one-off.
Right.
Like some guy, his familiar died, but then the monster he was fighting like gave birth, and at the end, like he like replaced his familiar with like the new baby. Like it was this crazy like, and everything sort of clicked together. I mean, you can run it one-off so easily. It takes 5 minutes to make characters. You can shuffle a deck, throw out monsters. Like the one-offs are great. And then also the deep play, you can play,
it's a really good con game for conventions and a really good game for long-term at home with your friends or even online. I can see this being ran on G+ really easily.
I know, and I just figured this out. I'm so glad you introduced me to this Roll20. It's fantastic.
All you have to do is make the cards so they're pre-sized and upload and done. Yep. Awesome stuff, guys. All right, well, thank you for being on Refresh and Reload.
We should do that. We should offer a PDF download that's like a bunch of stuff to run as token libraries on Roll20.
Yep.
That would make a great PDF stretch goal.
Well, no, it'd be a zip file. It would be a zip file with all the little tiny art assets.
Yeah, zip file. Yeah. We do that for like 8,000. That's a perfect. We don't have a digital one for that. That's perfect.
So thanks for showing up, everybody. I'm gonna go get another beer. If you guys want to stay on, we'll talk for a minute afterwards off air. And everybody, game on and play with others and drink some damn beer. Thanks, Calvin. Thanks, Stephen, for joining us. And I'll talk to you a little bit afterwards. Have a good day, guys.